Damer.
The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Air Comfort Service is celebrating 56 years of residential and commercial service, maintenance and installation, and heating and cooling systems. Get in your comfort zone. AirComfortService.com.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Ring.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For the sake, kid.
Scale of working
Keep your
Americans,
voice down.
the American
Your father's
people
listening
need
to the
more from
radio.
their leaders. Now, we still may have a few more
This
days
is
of
the
work
Annie Fry
on the
Show
Hill
on
ahead before we see
97.1
the government
FM Talk.
finally reopen. The Senate is trying to work out a time agreement.
So let's talk about the government shutdown. The government shutdown is apparently going to end. The Senate has advanced the Republican plan there to end that shutdown. And boy, has that been an exciting thing to hear. Now, if you are joining us right now, we're going to put this YouTube poll up right now. I don't think it's up right now. Brad, that's my fault. Will you put that up on the YouTube? The question we're asking you, is there a winner in the shutdown showdown? Now, we're talking political winner, of course, because I think the American people, especially those who have not been getting paid for the work that they've been doing, those folks, they're going to be the winners that are going to get their paychecks finally, right? Of course. However, do you feel as though there's a political winner? Democrats, Republicans, Trump, or no one? Did you, okay, I was at volleyball this weekend, state volleyball tournament. Traditionally for the Lutheran School Association, you hear me talking about Lutheran schools all the time. The Illinois State volleyball tournament was this weekend. I think the Missouri State volleyball tournament was the weekend before. Congratulations to Green Park Lutheran School, like in South City. State champions right here, coming from St. Louis. They beat our team twice. Boo. They were really good. I will add that they play volleyball at a really high level. They're very good at Green Park Lutheran School. And we had to play them in a tournament, a couple tournaments earlier this year. And I have a fifth grader who played all the way around. And they'd go up to swing. Great hit. But this fifth grader would just go, whoa! Like after it got done, I'm like, you gotta stop doing that. They're gonna hit it to you again. It's coming right back to you. I go, you got an expression and emotion to come out. Turn around, face the wall, get it out. Turn around and be like, do it again.
Whoa! They should not hit those to me. I mean,
like she was great. But Green Park Lutheran won the tournament in Missouri last weekend, so congratulations to them. This weekend, my team got 5th place. In the state of Illinois, of all the Lutheran schools in the state of Illinois, our team managed to land the 5th place trophy. And I will say, I averaged the age out. Did I talk about this on the air? I think I did. I took the ages of the girls who played on our 8th grade level volleyball team. We had 3 8th graders, 2 7th graders, 3 6th graders, and 1 5th grader. And if you add all those numbers up and divide by 9, I kid you not, it is 6.7.
That's funny.
Yes.
Bet they had a good time with that.
They did, exactly. 6-7. Anywho, I was doing that the whole weekend, locked in on volleyball, an incredible weekend. Our team won the Sportsmanship Award. I know that's come as a surprise to some people. Hey,
congratulations.
Ethan from the Peanut Gallery.
I don't know why that should come as a surprise. Are we assuming you guys are bad sports and like, oh, wow, but they won that?
It really depends on who you ask. It really depends on who you ask if we're qualified for a Sportsmanship Award. But we won it, and and the fans, we had boys and alumni show up and we're cheering everything. It was just like everything you want wrapped up in a little bow at the end of a great season. In the meantime, I get home, I sit down on the couch after everything is done, and boop, there's the Fox News alert. The shutdown is ending. And I'm like, oh, it's nice that they waited for me. That was cool.
Yeah, it was nice. The news breaking last night. We all got to kind of sit and take it in.
So, did you follow any details through the weekend? Friday, did you guys expect? I know we had heard Eric Schmidt, among other officials in D.C., saying, okay, looks like they're trying to stick this through the Tuesday elections last week. They want people to be up in arms, emotional, angry, in their socialist feels so that they could vote for Democrats in the Tuesday election. And then that happened. And then there was a lot of talk about, okay, it looks like there's some Democrats coming to the table. But did something happen Friday that made you think it would take place Sunday, or was that kind of a surprise to you too?
Complete surprise to me breaking yesterday. I know this was not on my radar that this could happen this weekend at all, because most of the people we talk to, and I think the news that we read, would indicate that the minority leader, Chuck Schumer, would have to start spearheading those negotiations. and he didn't. He didn't do anything. He just sat there on his hands for over a month. And so some of his caucus decided, you know what? We need to do something because nothing is not the solution.
Do you feel like, the poll today, is it up? Did you get it up, Brad?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go to the Annie Fry YouTube channel and tell us, is there a winner in the shutdown showdown? Democrats, Republicans, Trump, or no one? I mean, just from a very high-level 30,000-foot view, feels like Chuck Schumer just totally lost again.
It feels like Chuck Schumer ended his career. He did so poorly in this. It is remarkable how bad he led his party in this.
They got nothing.
That's what it seems right now.
There was, it looks like the concession that was made that they agreed to take a vote on extending the healthcare subsidies, but it's not going to pass.
Right? And apparently, I was reading, again, this is all like you're getting it third hand. Some people are saying this, and somebody report on it, that Trump agreed or Republicans agreed to rehire the furloughed workers that they had intended to fire, that might be a part of the negotiation. So you're keeping the government big, which was, I guess that's the Democrats wanted that.
Let us know what you think. I really would also love to hear on the Annie Fry YouTube channel, but also I'm going to give you the text line phone number here in just a second. You can text the show, and a reminder, when you do text us, it goes to Ryan Wiggins. So make sure you speak plainly and clearly so that he doesn't get to interpret it wrong.
And not in reverse, because the program shows it up already in reverse, and then you're going to really confuse me.
He just can't read.
I can't read well.
He can't read. I want to know from people who have been directly affected by the shutdown. If you're somebody who is in a profession that you've been going to work and not getting paid, if you're somebody who has not been able to go to work and you are understanding the repercussions of that whole thing, I would love to hear from you. The number to text us is 314-241-9797, 314-241-9797. In about 10 minutes from now, we're going to hear from Ryan Schmelz, who is the Fox News Radio, Capitol Hill, and White House correspondent. There's a lot of reports suggesting that the Democrats are imploding on themselves right now, certainly on social media feeds, X, and maybe what I've seen. I only see screenshots of blue sky, libs of blue sky. Isn't that just blue sky? Isn't that
it's just blue sky.
It's blue sky, and then all the Trump administration agencies that decided to join it a few weeks ago just to see how much trolling that they could do. That they feel as though last Tuesday, the election that took place, that really Democrats kind of ran the table there. That Tuesday was a high day, a great day for Democrats, and then immediately after that, the Democrats caved. The far left reaction is suggesting that the Democrats don't know how to win. Like, you get a win and then you capitulate on all of the things that takes the Democrat Party in the opposite direction of what the wins indicated on Tuesday. And, you know, we talked about this, I think, maybe a little bit before the Tuesday election, but then also after. I was thinking this thought on the way in to work today. It might be the responsibility of the moderate Democrat Party to save this country. I would like to think that Republicans would be the party that could save this country. But the Republican Party is pretty much in lockstep with its leader, because there is somebody up there who is leading the party. There's somebody who speaks for the party. Now, when someone like President Donald Trump speaks for the America First MAGA movement, you will notice that there are a lot of people who discuss where President Trump is on those issues. You will see people within the Republican Party say, I don't really think that that's the way I would do it. I would do it that way. Stephen Moore is scheduled to be with us at 1:05 today. He doesn't like tariffs, and he comes on this show. He has been a Trump financial advisor, or economic advisor, not financial advisor to him, but an economic advisor for the Trump administration. He was part of the tax cuts, making that possible in Trump's first administration. He's completely plugged into the MAGA movement, and he disagrees with Donald Trump's tariffs or has had questions about it, and that's permitted. It's allowed. But there is a starting point. The starting point for the Republican Party is where Trump is, because he's the person who we elected. The Democrats don't have that. They have equal footing for a bunch of... Have you seen those polls where it's like, who's the leader of the Democrat Party? And I don't know is like got 22%. It's the leader.
No, I haven't seen that.
There's a Dana Perino clip, I think, of that. And she's like, who is I don't know. Somebody go tell them that they're in charge of the second major political party in this country right now. Another one that came up was no one. And then sub 20% most of the time in the single digits. The AOCs of the world, Gavin Newsom, Bernie Sanders maybe.
Kamala maybe still. She was up there for a while. I don't know about
just
that
put
one.
her under no one.
Okay. I don't know.
The question is, where does the Democrat perspective, the articulation of it to the American people so that they can say, oh, I kind of agree with that. Maybe I'm 50% in on that. I could start. That's a good starting point. I'd like to work from there. That doesn't exist right now. And the more radical that the left continues to be, and the more ground that they cover, the more peril this country is potentially in. There used to be an argument between liberals and conservatives over the best way to manage taxes, the best way to manage, government-provided resources or maybe government-maintained resources like infrastructure, that type of thing. We used to fight over stuff like that. Now we fight over, in New York City, whether you should really own anything. And if it's fair for you to own anything, with the understanding that it was the Washington Post opinion section. I think I'll check my facts on this in the break. The Washington Post opinion section put out something and was talking about the immediate change of face of Mamdani. There is a very different candidate Mamdani versus mayor-elect Mamdani. One of them is charming. The other one is about to get to work on implementing socialism in New York City. Now, if I were in New York City and people were surprised by this, I'd be banging my head into a brick wall going, what did you think was going to happen? But he's not Mr. Charming. He's not Mr. Like everything's all puppies, sunshine, and rainbow. Why? Because it's all free. It's not free. You have to pay for it, and then the government wants credit for giving it back to you in the form with which they think that you will accept it. You'll take it and you'll like it. You'll owe nothing, and you'll be happy. This is the direction. This is the only place in the Democrat Party right now that has had momentum. That doesn't mean it's good. It doesn't mean it has, staying power, lasting power, but the far progressive socialist left is where the momentum is for the Democrats. And I think it's possible that the actions of these, 9 senators, 10 senators or something like that, the actions of these Democrats, which include Illinois Senator Dick Durbin, who is not running for re-election, folks. Wonder why he's in that mix. The actions of those Democrats are an about face to the radical left that has had all of the momentum in the Democrat Party up until this point. Kamala Harris was radically left.
Oh, yeah.
So much so that she didn't even really have to make sense. It was like all ideological. Like, you want to ask her about how are you going to do that?
See, she's one of us. We don't care.
We're just going to take your stuff. And you
That's
like
all right.
it. I mean, there has not been a mainstream, moderate, relatable Democrat in how long?
Look, Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer, the minority leaders in both of those chambers, they're now the far left because they are completely beholden to the far left. You would have thought at some point maybe they weren't, but this has shown the far left completely controls all of those politicians now. These 8 senators that bucked the line and jumped over, their careers might be on the line now because of that, but they did it anyway.
So here we are, and we will find out when we come back from Ryan Schmelz. Give us the details on the ending of the shutdown. How fast does it turn into government being open? Is it going to be immediate? Of course, we're going to have to see that the House is going to come back. The funding of the government in this CR that they're going to pass will fund the government through January 30th. So forget about November 21st. Forget about the, biting your fingernails up into the holidays, which is what I know you are all worried about on December 22nd, is whether or not the government is going to be funded. And then we go through a whole day of saying, stay at work and do your job through the holidays for the American people. We don't have to do that this year. They kind of solved that. January 30th, it will have to go back to the House. We'll get all the details from the man there in the Capitol, Ryan Schmelz, next. SiviaLaw.com. Todd Sivia has offices in Missouri and in Illinois. So if you are listening to me right now, I want you to connect with Todd Sivia so that he can help you with your estate planning needs, answer some questions for you. If you've got elder law concerns, talking about long-term care, assets, and all of that stuff. You want an expert. You want Todd Sivia. It's very simple. He does wills, trusts, he does powers of attorney, those type of basic things. But for estate planning needs, they have a 2-week turnaround of completed documents from that initial sit-down appointment. Now, let me give you the Annie Fry Show special here. When you call Todd Sivia at Sivia Law at 833-995-WILL. If you call and you're one of the first 10 callers right now after I get done speaking here, if you call 833-995-WILL to schedule your appointment, they will waive the fee of that strategy session, which is a $300 value. But you got to mention my name, and you got to be one of the first 10 to call right now. 833-995-WILL. Call Sivia Law at 833-995-WILL. SiviaLaw.com.
Thinking about a bath remodel or swapping that old tub for a sleek, easy-to-clean shower? It's Mark Reardon from Michael's Baths with one question. What's there to think about? Michael's beats the competition by 30 to 50%, uses top-quality materials, and backs it all with over 30 years of experience. And now they're going to throw in a free shower door or $500 off. Schedule your free in-home consultation today, 636-775-0800 or michaelsbaths.com. That's michaelsbaths.com.
If you're considering an annuity as part of your retirement plan, we need to talk. Hi, I'm Bob Stockdale, Senior Vice President Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 11 on 97.1 FM Talk. Annuities can be a useful tool for some retirement investors, but not all annuities are created equal. Every week, we meet clients who own complex annuities that don't suit their needs and, in some cases, actively undermine their retirement plan. Before you purchase an annuity, get a second opinion from the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel. Requesting a consultation is free of charge. To request a free consultation, contact us at clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas & Company Incorporated, member NYSE and SIPC.
He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago politician Dick Durbin. Now, Durbin has a new scheme. He's doing the dirty work to benefit corporate megastores. Durbin's bill could cut corners on your credit card security, putting your personal data at risk. Big chain retailers and warehouse stores want to inflate their profits, and liberal Dick Durbin would help them do it. Tell senators, say no to the megastores and Dick Durbin. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Sponsored by Progressive. We make the claims process easy so you could get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at progressive.com.
Smart talk, strong values. This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
If tomorrow all the things were gone I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget forget the men
It's strange, Dean, to go back to the original sort of part of this conversation of whether he is a good deal maker. I mean, in a way, it seems like the president is kind of getting what he wanted 40 days ago when all this started. He was out there saying that, oh, this is all about Democrats trying to give health care to illegal immigrants. He just said that to reporters moments ago, repeated that refrain that Democrats had actually very successfully pushed back against. Then there's all this energy. In the wake of the election on Tuesday, the president made remarks saying basically, wow, Republicans are being harmed by all of this, acknowledging that he was on his back foot. And now here he is winning again? How did he do it?
The Democrats, I don't understand how a Democratic senator goes, wow, we won really big. Let me cave now. I don't understand. That makes no sense to me.
Well, maybe if to Anthony's point, if they were cynical, like if we wanted just to hold this out until we get through the election and then.
So that's MSNBC. They're not really handling this moment very well. They're not really, well, maybe they're handling it well. They just don't love what the Democrats are doing. And when MSNBC is struggling with what the Democrats are doing specifically on something as big as the shutdown, there might be a little bit of trouble in paradise. Well, let's get to the bottom of what actually is happening amidst this shutdown. Is the shutdown over right now? Where are we at? Let's bring Ryan Schmelz back on the show with us, the man with the news from the place. Fox News Radio, Capitol Hill and White House correspondent. Ryan, welcome back.
Always great to be on, Annie. How are you?
I'm doing okay. So give us the understanding of what transpired over the weekend and where we are right now with the government shutdown.
Right. So what transpired over the weekend is that you had a group of Republicans and Democrats come to an agreement on a deal that would extend government funding until January, late January. Then you would also have a guaranteed vote on the Affordable Care Act tax credits sometime in December. You'd also have three of the what they call minibus bills or the appropriations bills that will be voted on as a package. And then ultimately the Senate's going to vote on that. They've cleared the major procedural hurdle, getting 60 votes, the exact number that they needed to pass that legislation or break the filibuster on that legislation. And now it's going to go back to the House when they get done with final passage, which is expected to happen either tonight, tomorrow, or by Wednesday.
Okay, so you're saying that the final passage in the House, that's the dates that you just gave there through Wednesday, that would happen?
Yes, final passage in the Senate likely either tonight or tomorrow, and then we're looking at possibly a vote in the House on Wednesday. Speaker Johnson, on a call, according to our sources, has told members to be ready for a vote possibly Wednesday. But I think there are some people who are holding their breath saying, well, we'll see that when we believe that.
Does the president have to sign the CR then?
He does. Yes, he does.
So
it's going to be a new deal. There will be some parts that are funded all the way through next fiscal year. So the president hasn't really given any indication that he has an issue with this. There are some concessions in here for Democrats, but as you've seen by the reactions, it seemed like the ones who are the most frustrated by this are the House and some Senate Democrats who feel like this was a cave on the part of the 8 Democrats who voted with all but one Republican.
So we're speaking with Ryan Schmelz right now from Capitol Hill. Correct me, fill in the gaps here where I don't have all of the information to present. So the Democrats have been holding out. Especially the big issue seemed to be that the Affordable Care Act subsidies that were in play, that were made to sunset by the Democrats, they're the ones who put the timeline on it, and the sunsetting subsidies that are going to go away, they need to extend those because healthcare is going to go way up for American people because the Democrat subsidies on the Affordable Health Care Act were going to sunset. They were saying we need to have something done on this. Is the CR a clean CR that they're going to vote on right now? Is there any sort of concession that the Republicans have made with the CR, or was the concession made in we're going to pass a clean CR and what we agree to is have these types of discussions during the appropriations negotiations?
Well, the main concession here, Annie, looks like that they are going to bring back all the federal workers who were fired by the Trump administration during the shutdown and give them back pay. The other concession was that they're going to have a vote in December at some point on the Affordable Care Act tax credits. There's no guarantee that that's going to pass. And that's why you see some of the progressive wing of the party really frustrated by this passing, because they feel that they did not get any true concessions or they didn't get any major victories. Though you could say that the ones who voted for this bill from the start and were voting with Republicans, those 3 Democrats who were joined by 5 other ones last night, they can go out and say, well, wait a minute, before all we were doing was just extending government funding until November. Now we're extending Biden-era spending levels all the way to January, and we've got a vote on the Affordable Care Act tax credits, which we did not have before. So there's a lot of different ways people are spinning this, but you can't ignore the fact that the progressive wing of the party is yet again angry at Chuck Schumer, and those questions are going to start to heat up.
That was my next question, Ryan Schmelz. You almost took it right out of my mouth. How's Senator Schumer doing?
Well, he was frustrated just like most Democrats were yesterday. He was a no on the package, but he's taken a good portion of the heat. I just saw a clip of the ladies of The View ripping on Chuck Schumer. You saw Congressman Ro Khanna of California calling for Chuck Schumer to be removed. You've seen Hakeem Jeffries come out in defense of him and not jump on that same ship. But, the 8 Democrats who voted with the Republicans yesterday are taking a lot of heat. And Leader Schumer, despite the fact that he voted no, is also taking a lot of heat as well.
So Ryan Schmelz speaking with us right now from Capitol Hill. He's the Fox News Radio Capitol Hill and White House correspondent. Is there some sort of consistency, similarity between these Democrats who now, post last Tuesday's election, decided to come in and give in a lot on what Chuck Schumer was holding back? They've decided to work with the Republicans to get the government back open again. What kind of similarities do these senators that are on the Democrat side of the aisle have in common that made them go in this direction?
Well, some of them are retiring. You have Dick Durbin, who is the number 2 Senate Democrat. He is retiring at the end of his term. That's coming up next year. You have Jeanne Shaheen of New Hampshire, who's also retiring at the end of next year. There's a couple of them who are in swing states like Nevada. Both Nevada senators voted in favor of the bill. So there's some similarities here and there. And I should probably point out, too, Tim Kaine from Virginia was a part of this. Remember, he has a lot of federal workers in his state, maybe one of the most federally occupied states in terms of the workforce there. So, he wanted to get a lot of his workers their jobs back and get them their back pay. He ultimately is accomplishing that goal. So they all have different reasons for doing it, but ultimately this is what they thought was the best move, and they feel like they got a good deal. But on the other hand, the progressive wing thinks very differently about this, and that's why you're seeing such heavy backlash.
Ryan, this is Ryan. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm hearing you wrong when you say this, but it sounds like this is a clean CR, so it funds the government again through, I guess, the end of January. Does that mean that once they fund this, they pass this, they just get right back to negotiating so this doesn't happen again in January?
In many ways, yes. What they want to do is they want to pass the 12 appropriations bills and get back to what Speaker Johnson and Leader Thune are calling regular order. It's been a long time since Congress was able to pass all 12 appropriations bills. What's a part of this package is actually 3 of them. So government agencies like the VA, the military construction projects that have been discussed for the next fiscal year, those are going to be funded all the way through the end of next September, thus making another government shutdown down the road a little less of a problem, because you'll have certain agencies that are fully funded. And there's other agencies they could get done with funding in between now and next January. Think if they got the Department of Transportation and the FAA funded, then we wouldn't have to worry about air traffic controllers and potential backups at airports if we had another government shutdown. Or if they got the defense bill done, you wouldn't have to worry about troops going without pay if we hit another government shutdown. So that is the goal, to get all those agencies funded, or get as many of them funded between now and January.
Ryan Schmelz, last question before we'll let you go. If we're going to open the government, you said maybe a House vote on Wednesday. I'm sure the president would get to sign it as quickly as possible. When will these missed paychecks start showing up for people who are listening right now who have been working without a paycheck or not working at all? When is air traffic back to normal? How quickly do these things snap back to reality?
I think that's to be determined. I know with air travel, President Trump has kind of seen that this is heading towards a conclusion and has actually put on Truth Social telling air traffic controllers and TSA agents to get back to work now. So that's an indication that he feels that they should be getting their paychecks relatively soon. An exact date, I'm not sure of, but it should be within, I think the hope is it's within a week.
All right. Well, Ryan Schmelz, thank you for always taking our phone calls. We appreciate you coming on here and giving us the latest straight from the source. Thanks for being with us today.
Have a good one, Annie. Thank you.
You as well. Bye-bye. Ryan Schmelz is the Fox News Radio Capitol Hill and White House correspondent. That answer your questions?
Yes, I would say it answered all of them.
Yeah? He's thorough.
Well, it was a perfect placement to have him right now on Monday morning after this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like we knew when the government was going to reopen. What if we did? We'd be like those MLB pitchers that are being investigated by the FBI. Did you hear about that this weekend?
No.
The betting thing is now in baseball.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I don't have the exact numbers on it. This is a story I saw, and I'm like, oh, you're kidding me. And I'm asking myself, like, what is real anywhere? Like, reality TV isn't real. But how much of the NBA was rigged?
So this is betting on the sport, or this is more
Cleveland Guardians. Just you can bet on everything. And when there are a couple pictures from the Cleveland Guardians, we can talk about it in a little more detail later. But it's like if everything is subjected to gambling in the way it can be right now, it's just like, can anything really be real? Then go one step further, something that's infuriating. We could talk a little bit later about Nancy Pelosi's ability to play the stock market, which is way worse. I wish people would be as mad about that as they are about the NBA and the MLB. Like that's she's got power because of us.
Yeah, speaking of insider baseball.
Give me a break. Exactly. All right, let's take a quick break. Go vote in the poll. Is there a winner in the Shutdown showdown? Democrats, Republicans, Trump, or no one? Vote in the Annie Fry YouTube live chat poll. We'll be right back.
That I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know.
I've been doing something with Andrea's sauce that I haven't done before. I've been tinkering with my burgers and using different placements of Andrea's. So sometimes I'll leave it sit, my burgers sit in Andrea's sauce all day. Sometimes I'll pour it on while I'm grilling it. I'm trying to decide which one I like better. So far, I think I like it while I'm grilling the best, but I don't know. I'm just kind of messing around with it. It's fun because when you have Andrea's sauce as kind of a base for your protein, I'm using just burgers here, but for really any protein, you know that's going to be a great meal. And now I'm trying to refine that. So I'm going from novice, which is fine. If you just have Andrea's, you can be a novice. But you also, they also hit all those people who are really good at grilling and cooking. So if that's you, add that into your holster as part of your meal prep, and you will love what comes out because Andrea's sauce is extremely unique. It's made right here in St. Louis, in Fairview Heights at the bottling facility right there. So if you're getting a bottle of it, you're getting it very, very fresh. Pick it up at any area grocery store like Schnucks or Dierberg's or Andreas.com.
License number E2014A.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Lights flickering?
Grasser can fix it.
Breaker keeps tripping?
That's a Grasser job.
Outlet not working?
Grasser makes it right.
Old wiring need a rewire?
Grasser rewires with care.
From little fixes to major fixes.
Even the tricky ones.
We treat your home like our own.
Treat? Did you say treat?
Green is always Grasser at GrasserHomeservices.com.
Hey, with cooler weather moving in, don't put yourself at risk for a power outage. Get a free estimate on a Generac home standby generator from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. This is all about giving yourself peace of mind by calling now for a free estimate. You won't have to worry about waiting on hold with the power company. No more worrying about your home when you're away. Get a free estimate on a generator from Generator Supercenter of St. Louis. Financing is available. 314-499-2020. Generator Supercenter of St. Louis.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh.
Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
Today's poll of the show, the YouTube live chat poll, is there a winner in the Shutdown Showdown? Democrats, Republicans, Trump, or no one? Couple comments to highlight right now. Betsy says, chose Republicans only because I feel they did hold their ground for once. I pray it feels good for them and they continue. Grant says, how can there be a winner after the mass chaos that was caused by the Schumer shutdown? Let us know what you think about this topic, and we will give you the results at the end of the show. It is 2:38. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Fox News National, St. Louis Local, 97.1 FM Talk.
You might win it. It's like 25 the lives that you bust out of prison. Something's in the air, something's in the air. It's like that feeling when you're just about to kill it. Take your last shot, you know you're gonna hit it. Something's in the air, something's in the air. Whoa.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. We're going to speak with Steve Moore and Gregg Jarrett in the 1 o'clock hour Arctic Frost conversation with Gregg Jarrett. But also, over the weekend, found out that, 30-something subpoenas are going out for John Brennan et al., Peter Strzok, Lisa Page. This is like deep cuts.
Yeah, here
deep
we go
cuts
again.
from the deep state on the Annie Fry Show. 1:30, Gregg Jarrett.
I'll make that.
I don't need it.
Okay.
But... you want all this stuff to bubble up? Are you ready?
This is completely necessary. When the government is weaponized against a political party, there has to be some sort of retribution. I shouldn't say retribution, more like justice. This just has to be justice. And the problem is that Democrats look at this and they go, well, he's going after his political enemies. He's not. This is actual justice that has to take place because those people went after their political enemies. That's how it works.
So, I saw over the weekend Adam Schiff. People are getting a little worried about Adam Schiff on the left, that he could be in some serious trouble here. John Brennan's name comes up, and then of course do you think it matters to the American people? Do you think there's an appetite now within the American electorate, the taxpayer, to revisit some of the details that have been talked about? I mean, I talked about some of the stuff on my Saturday show. That's crazy. That was like 3 company names ago of mine.
What is that, 10 years ago?
16.
Wow.
Yeah.
Same names.
Is the political climate right now receptive to the idea of, wait a second, was he actually screwed this whole time? Because he's been carrying on about it the entirety of his political career. The Russia hoax, which might be the name of one of Gregg Jarrett's books. President Trump has been carrying on about this, and it seemed like carrying on. But, have you ever been stopped in your tracks to go, wait a second, maybe what I always thought was true is actually completely not true?
Look, the government made up a scandal. They made up a scandal and pinned it on the eventual president of the United States, and then investigated that president through those same people who made up the scandal. This is a horrible, horrible mess. And the people who did it knew that they were doing something wrong. There's evidence that they knew it was wrong, not just that they were willing patsies. They created this problem for themselves, and they have to face justice.
But they did it for a particular reason, too, which was to hamstring the Trump administration.
But do you think that the American people care? I think that there's starting to be an interest. I think there is starting to be some exposure of what people, there is a crack in the surface for those people who were force-fed Kamala Harris and not willing to bite. Or even if they were, I remember specifically in the economic world, I remember people, there was like a sense of reluctant relief that Donald Trump actually won his second term. I think that those people probably would feel a little more internal peace to find out that some of these things that were really pegged as conspiracy theories, actually, there's some validity to it. Maybe it's not as full and wide and deep as President Trump alludes to, but I tend to think it might be worse than what he's alluded to. I think it's possible that the limitless reach, apparently, that a lot of these people in our deepest parts of our bureaucracy, they felt, I mean, some of the stuff they have done that has been exposed is sloppy. How comfortable and bold do you have to feel to behave in a way that some of these people have behaved? You've got to feel pretty insulated.
Yeah, super confident that your side is going to cover for you. And that's the other thing, is that what it shows when you get that sloppy is that this must be pretty normal. This isn't, they're not on high edge. This is something that they just do, and they get away with it. And they had every time up until this one.
Did you see President Trump at the Commanders game?
Yeah.
He's calling a play. Do we have that play, the NFL play? I didn't look.
I have a play that he called.
Let's do, I'm going to pull up Cut 18 here before we take a break. Because when I listened to this, I watched it a little bit, but I heard it more than I've listened to it. Watched it. Sometimes these things I don't want to watch. I'm so nervous that it's going to be embarrassing that I can't. I'm like, I will listen to it, but I have to look away. Is that weird? You ever done anything like that where it's like, secondhand embarrassment is too big, too great. And when President Trump goes into these things, you do not know what's going to happen. You know the realm of what's going to happen, but he's so off the cuff. And he's so fearless in the way he communicates. You just don't know where he's going to take it. And the amazing thing about this clip to me is that he sounds like a Trump impersonator calling a football play.
Would you like to call a play?
Well, I would like to do that if you'd like me to, but I will say that your second string, your backup quarterback is a good quarterback, and he's had some very good games for you. And your first string quarterback has the potential, I think, to be a great quarterback. He's got to stop the injuries somehow. And let's see, we have a very important couple of plays.
Here we go. Second and 7.
You're right, 2nd and 7. Let's see what happens. Whoa.
That's
all right.
Krosky Merritt.
Not bad.
Takes it down to the 5-yard line.
That's right. That's
right.
Good runner.
There we go.
This is a very big play, don't you think?
I think
they have to get a touchdown. Let's put it differently. They just have to get a touchdown.
There we go. Now you're doing my job, because that's what I was going to say. They have to get a touchdown.
Just forget about the play. They have to get a touchdown.
I mean, these are all things that you could say no matter what. It's not like he's not like super in depth here, but he's kind of lovable. If Joe Biden were capable of doing something like that, the left would have gushed about Uncle Joe.
They were desperate that he could do something like that.
Yes,
that would have been the campaign.
Exactly. Like, look at how relatable he is. Oh, he even knows America's.
You know, the other funny thing about that play call is that he's talking to those announcers as if that's their team. He's talking to them like,
we've got to get
here. You guys got a good backup quarterback here. They're like, yes, I guess we do.
He's a good runner. Don't you think?
We just got to get a touchdown here.
An NFL running back. He's a good runner. I don't know. I just think it's relatable. I think it's human. They have worked from day one. Second one. Everybody talks about the escalator, the moment it began. He's not supposed to be relatable. He's not supposed to be somebody who you could imagine or even desire to spend time sitting down and having, not a beer because he doesn't drink, just to have a conversation with. And the one thing that you hear consistently, person after person after person who does come into contact with him with regularity or maybe just a single time, that he sees people and he lets people feel seen when he's with them. He is human. And the humanization of Donald Trump, in my opinion, is going to be the fall of the Democrats for quite some time, because this is what they've built up and up and up, is the dehumanization of Donald Trump. And I think that whole thing is starting to crumble to the ground, which brings me back to my point. Will there be an appetite for people to lean in like they're seeing it for the first time? How screwed over this president has been in his time in politics. Gregg Jarrett will be with us at 1:30. Don't go away. We'll be right back. TheDittmoreGroup.com, buying and selling real estate. Well, consider hiring Tammy Dittemore and her amazing team at the Dittemore Group. They're with RE/MAX Alliance, and they are the #1 team in the #1 office in the Metro East. 618-531-4652. Contact Tammy Dittemore directly at 618-531-4652 and discuss the possibility of listing your home. 50-plus years of experience at this office. They know how to help you position your home for a top dollar sale. They will provide you honesty, which is of the utmost importance when you're dealing with real estate, but also kindness and assistance, making sure that you have the assets that you need, the information you need for a top dollar sale. And they'll also be realistic with you, which is something that I appreciate so much, especially when it comes to real estate. Time is money, and they understand that, they respect that, and they're going to help guide you into a very positive experience of buying and selling real estate. In Missouri and Illinois alike, call 618-531-4652. That's 618-531-4652, thedittmoregroup.com.
Comedian Dimitri Martin is coming to the Factory in St. Louis on November 20th.
I was reading a beach ball last summer at a pool party. I guess I was having a great time at the party. And
Want to go for free? Listen to the Annie Fry Show all this week, other than Veterans Day, for your chance to win tickets.
If you're thinking about replacing your windows before winter hits, which is smart, don't keep making the same mistake. Stop replacing your failing vinyl windows on your home now with more vinyl. Lakeside Renovation and Design will install Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows. They're built to last, they're energy efficient, plus they look stunning, and they're custom built for your home. Installed by Lakeside's expert team, and they're going to offer a lifetime workmanship warranty. If you're ready to upgrade your windows once and for all, you need to visit windowsbylakeside.com. Schedule your free consultation today.
When you get hurt, you don't want to end up on the injured list. You want to get back in the game, stronger than ever. At Morgan & Morgan, we're the home run hitters you need. Morgan & Morgan, proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Support our first responders at the 38th Budweiser Guns N' Hoses, presented by Stiefel, Thanksgiving Eve at Enterprise Center. Go to gunsandhoses.com to get your tickets today. The best holiday party in St. Louis. It's go time.
Now that we're getting older, we've been putting more thought into maintaining our health.
We knew the water we drink every day could be filled with contaminants, so
we called Leaf Home Water Solutions.
They came to our home and did a free water test and gave us the analysis right away.
We were shocked at what we saw.
They found heavy metals like iron and copper.
Our own tap water was putting our health at risk, but Leaf Home Water Solutions made it easy to get safer water from every tap and hose. A whole home solution.
They have more than 250 product combinations and designed a system that fits our needs and budget. The installation took less than a day.
With Leaf Home Water Solutions, our water is safer and healthier. When we drink, when we cook, when we shower, even when we garden.
We feel better about our health.
Thanks to Leaf Home Water Solutions.
Schedule your free home water test today at leafhome.com/free and save 15% on all home water treatment systems. That's leafhome.com/free for your free home water test and 15% off. leafhome.com/free.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Wiggins! Oh! Monday Roundup! Yeah! This here's the wildest ride in the wilderness!
All right, everything you missed from the weekend, all in one very short segment here, Wiggins America, the Monday Roundup. The first one is there is news going out from science journals and things that is asking the question, have we vastly underestimated the total number of people on Earth? Have you seen anything about this?
No.
So they are re-looking at all of the systems they use to count Earth's human population and discovering that they've used a lot of census data from a lot of nations that don't really do censuses very well. And so you're talking about a lot of poorer countries and maybe even countries that
Did you say we are over or undercounting?
we are vastly undercounting
Yes, there's a lot more people than we
the
think.
total number. And so they, to summarize here, it's a very long article, but to summarize, it looks like because of poorer nations who don't census well, and because of rural populations.
What about American nations that don't census well?
Oh, we census great. We just census the wrong people. There are maybe upwards of 16 billion people on Earth, they say, or it could go down to about 10 billion. But either way, they think that we are vastly underestimating and that we would be at a minimum around 10 billion actual humans on Earth, which right now we say is about 8. So very interesting that, the data could somehow be wrong. I was told not to question the science, but here we are questioning the science and finding that it is wrong. The next one, Farmer's Almanac explains why it's ending its 200-year-old publication.
Because it's a publication.
You guys rely on the Farmer's Almanac?
My dad would always get one.
Yeah, it's an American institution.
My grandpa, and I think my dad might have done it. I just remember it used to sit on his dresser and maybe in his sock drawer, just in case.
What did they? It was like you had to have it.
I don't know.
What did they use it for? Do you know, or is it just kind of around?
Weather. Figure out what the weather's going to be.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
What else is in it?
It says that it was an amalgamation of mainly weather was the main thing, gardening, cooking, home remedies, and household advice, and astrology, apparently.
Ooh,
I don't know.
Maybe my dad's an astrologist.
Maybe.
Dad?
Or he just dabbles, maybe. It says, why is the Farmer's Almanac ending? Is because though the almanac will no longer be available in print or online, it lives on within you. So go ahead, plant your peas when the daffodils bloom, watch for a red sky at night, tell the kids how Granddad always swore by the almanac. That's how our story stays alive. Ultimately, people just weren't using it enough. And it's a publication, like you said, so it's feeling the heat of the digital age.
Is there a digital publication?
I kept looking for that, thinking, well, why didn't you just move online? And maybe it has, but...
Is it because Farmers Only has put them out of business?
Even it just isn't getting the attention. But they say that the Farmer's Almanac was one of the most accurate predictors of weather. A 2010 University of Illinois study said that 80% of their predictions would come true, which is remarkable because they were always well in advance. Mm-hmm. They weren't like up to the date minute. Anyway, next one, most important one of the day probably, I would say, is
Does it have to be about food?
No, that was next.
The McRib?
No, I didn't even pull that for your sake. I thought you won't care about the McRib.
Somebody who I am friends with on Facebook posted about it with great joy. I found it to be funny. That's
apparently it comes out tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Veterans Day. No, let's jump ahead to the food news though. Wendy's is closing hundreds of restaurants across the U.S. 200 to 350 consistently underperforming Wendy's restaurants are set to close across the U.S. by the end of this year, so pretty quick. A 55-year-old fast food chain recently launched Project Fresh, a comprehensive strategy to revitalize the brand. So watch out for a Wendy's near you. It doesn't say which ones. I'd love to know which ones to report on, but it doesn't say. And then finally, as I said, the biggest news of the weekend. Researchers said they spoke with an eyewitness in Pennsylvania, Center County, Pennsylvania, who claimed to have seen Bigfoot crossing Interstate 80 in early October, and that he was sincere and credible.
Sure, okay.
An investigator with the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, the BFRO, wrote in his report that the witness was a retired civil engineer and Air Force veteran. The witness initially reported the sighting took place around 5:30 p.m. Saturday, October 4th, and they're looking for video, and they find it to be one of the most credible reports they've ever seen of a Bigfoot.
What are you... I'm going to tell you what, that looked like a turd. It's actually a Bigfoot,
Brad
but
has
it's
a
not
little Bigfoot.
Focused. Oh my gosh, Steve Moore next.
Ronald Reagan once famously said, "Government is not the solution, government is the problem." When it comes to economic growth, government can be a roadblock. With red tape, regulations, and subsidies, government stifles entrepreneurship and also props up businesses that deserve to go under. Unlike government, free markets encourage risk-taking, freedom to succeed or fail. Governments shouldn't be picking winners and losers, the market should. Free markets benefit the business owner and the customer by encouraging competition. Free market enabled a young man named J.C. Hall, selling picture postcards in Kansas City, to turn his idea into Hallmark cards. In St. Louis, the free market made it possible for Adolphus Busch to turn his father-in-law's local beer into the world's largest brewery. A free market also means you get to send your kids to the school of your choice. Learn more about free markets at showmeinstitute.org. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com. Have you reached out to them yet to take care of the moisture that gets into your basement? Moisture might actually be puddles of water, and you've cornered off everything in your basement where it gets affected. Think about the square footage of your home that you're losing because of this wetness that exists in your basement, but also think about the structural damage that could be done to your basement while you aren't solving the problem. If you put it off, the problem can get much more expensive down the road. Home Shield Foundation Repair wants to come look at your situation and give you the information you need so you can know how to fix it. A customized solution for your particular home, your particular basement, your particular needs. There are various ways that they can solve this problem for you, and putting it off is probably going to just end up costing you more money down the line. So call them now, 314-227-9636. Home Shield Foundation Repair and Matt Hayes want to come see your home and give you a solution to your wet basement problem. 314-227-9636, HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numb feet, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Patton, D.C. Doctor, what is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is nerve damage to the feet and legs.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It's absolutely treatable, and we have amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands or balance issues, call us at Comprehensive Integrated Health today for a nerve damage screening. The screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our cutting-edge treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Call 636-538-5188. That's 636-538-5188 for your free nerve damage screening. 636-538-5188.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-500-5000.
That's 314-500-5000.
All on the free Odyssey app.
Get back to Washington. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. That's what Speaker Mike Johnson is telling House members after a handful of Senate Democrats helped break a filibuster, advancing a new bill to end a government shutdown.
As we said from the beginning, the people's government cannot be held hostage to further anyone's political agenda.
The new bill would fund the government through January and some programs longer, but it does not include the extension of Obamacare tax credits that Democrats were pushing for. Instead, Republicans only promising a separate vote on that in December. The spending bill would need a vote in the House, which had passed a different stopgap measure in September. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer still blames Republicans for the shutdown and says the health care costs still need to be addressed.
The health care crisis is causing millions of families back home sleepless nights because they don't know how they're going to afford health care insurance so much needed by their families.
This as Democrats also highlight an ongoing legal fight over food stamp assistance.
I don't care where your political leanings lie. Every American should be outraged that the billionaire sitting in the White House would go to such extreme lengths, expend this much energy to prevent hungry Americans from getting food.
California Attorney General Rob Bonta, as the Trump administration asks the U.S. Supreme Court not to require full payment to SNAP benefits during the shutdown, arguing in part Congress needs to approve more funding. A suspect now in custody after someone opened fire on federal agents over the weekend in Chicago. Fox's Mike Tobin.
They have picked up someone described now as an illegal alien who does indeed have a felony in his past for firearm violation.
That's after a joint operation with the FBI, ATF, and Chicago police. Border Patrol agents had been alerted that Latin King street gang leaders had put out a shoot-on-sight order against them. America is listening to Fox News.
This month, Pure Talk is supporting Canines for Warriors, a terrific organization that trains rescue dogs and then pairs them up with combat vets struggling with PTSD. This is why I switched to Pure Talk. Sure, I like the unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $25 a month, and you will too. But you will love being in business with a company that shares your values. Dial pound 250, say micro, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Plenty of sunshine, windy and cold on this Monday afternoon. 42 for the high. Feels colder if you're caught in the wind. Tonight, clear, cold, lighter winds. 30s for evening plans. 28 for the low. Tuesday, Veterans Day, partly sunny, cold start, but a little better in the afternoon, though. It stays windy. 57 into the 60s Wednesday and Thursday. 70s come the end of the week. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Air Comfort Service is hiring licensed journeymen. Don't have a journeyman license? Air Comfort Service will help you get it. Get guaranteed hours year-round and more. Apply online at aircomfortservice.com.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Rain.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Well, welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Thank you for being with us this afternoon. Here's the thing. We've got a shutdown that appears to be ending here, and in the midst of it ending, a lot of questions about what's going to be funded again. Now we also hear from the president that talk about maybe sending out $2,000 checks to folks based on tariff revenue that has come in, and 50-year mortgages. So much news going on in the economic environment, which is why we're grateful to welcome Steve Moore back to the show, co-founder of the Committee for Prosperity, host of More Money, and author of The Trump Economic Miracle. Steve, welcome back. Good to have you.
Hi, Eddie. Good to be with you. By the way, I'm stuck. I shouldn't say I'm stuck here, but I'm in Florida today because we couldn't get a flight out as we were supposed to yesterday because of all the turmoil on the airports. Hopefully this is all going to be over by tomorrow or so. I don't know the exact latest news because I've been in some meetings today, but what a stupid thing this lockdown was and the shutdown. I mean, it's caused total turmoil. It's caused a lot of problems for Americans. And this is what I said this on your show a month ago, Annie. This is what Schumer wanted. He wanted to create mayhem because he thought it was to his political advantage.
Yeah, it might have been the Tuesday elections. Maybe people were feeling like the government shut down, SNAP benefits being threatened and everything. Maybe that put some people into the election system to vote last Tuesday.
Well, that's right. I mean, everything is politics with these guys, and it caused a lot of problems. We lost billions of dollars to our country. People were stuck at airports all weekend, and this is the kind of thing that makes people so angry about the politicians in Washington. They care more about their jobs than our jobs.
Okay, so Steve, let's talk a little bit about, a lot of people are talking about affordability right now. We've seen a lot of benefit coming to the American people economically due to President Trump's actions. The price of gas is down, the price of groceries is down, but things do still cost a lot of money, and people are still feeling a little bit of the pain of it. We've heard President talk about $2,000 checks to go back out for people as tariff money comes in, but also he's discussed that 50-year mortgage. Are either one of these ideas that Steve Moore is in support of?
Well, certainly not sending checks to people because that's just not, you don't want to wouldn't it be wonderful if the government could just print money and then we could all be rich? But of course, that's not the way it works. You don't want to tax people who are working and give it to people who aren't working, or else you're going to have a bad outcome there. So I don't like that idea at all. But I do think it's interesting, this idea of the 50-year mortgage. I hadn't really thought of this before until Trump mentioned it. But what this would mean is you would pay lower mortgage payments, right, every month, but you'd also have more debt.
Yeah.
And you'd have, and how many people live in a house for 50 years?
That's your life.
Not too many.
Yeah.
Not too many. So I don't know. We'll see. But people are really stressed out on this cost of housing right now, and we need to have more housing in this country. I'm on a board of a company, by the way, called Lightspeed. I think I've mentioned this to you before. We're going to be building a lot of new housing with robots.
Cheaper labor?
So that might help. That might solve the housing shortage problem, because we can build the houses 35% faster, 35% cheaper, with 35% less man hours. So it's going to be a revolution that's coming. But I don't know. How do you what do you think about the 50-year mortgage?
50-year, like the only reason why I think a 50-year mortgage makes any sense is so that you can get into a home and then you refinance the second that you can. Just the way if you're going into a 30-year mortgage, as soon as you can afford that same mortgage, knock off 10 years, get down to a 15 or something. But housing is a problem. And we've heard the president talk about, or advisors around the president talk about, incentivizing home building. Does that incentivize the big builders, or does that incentivize people who are going out, they can't find the house that they want, so they just decide to hire a builder? Who benefits from that?
Well, look, I mean, housing is a vital component of our economy, and it's one of the biggest sectors of the U.S. economy. We are going to need, although it's interesting because we have a lot of people. Like, I'm a baby boomer. I was born in 1960, so I'm in kind of tail end baby boomers. Well, we're starting to not only retire but die off, and so that's a big stock of the housing market is stuck in the hands of people in their 70s and 80s, and they're going to be downsizing. So I think it's overestimated how big of a housing shortage we have in this country, because you have fewer children coming into the labor market and more people retiring now.
Well, the president is always looking at trying to make the economy stimulated without having to just provide everything for everyone. Last question before we let you go. Huge election in New York City. Your thoughts on the future of New York City under a socialist mayor, Mamdani? Well,
one of the reasons I was in Florida was looking for a house, because this is going to be the place everybody's going to come to. And it's very, very sad. It's very sad if this new Mayor Mamdani does the things that he says he's going to do. I think New York's in a lot of trouble, and I think you're going to see Wall Street move out of New York, and it will now be located somewhere like Dallas, Texas, or Miami, Florida. And so I don't want to see that to happen. It's the most important city in the country. It's our empire city. But come on, if you tax something, you get less of it, and you keep raising the taxes. You pay 16% taxes in New York, and you pay 0 in Texas or Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, of which you started this conversation saying you are stuck in Florida. I'm envious of your situation right now.
I shouldn't say I'm stuck here. I'm supposed to be back in D.C., but all the flights were canceled. But this is not a bad place to be stuck in.
Yeah. Steve, I'm stuck in Illinois, so we'll end it there. Thank you so much.
Take care.
You too. Bye-bye. Steve Moore, the co-founder of the Committee for Prosperity, host of More Money, and author of The Trump Economic Miracle. Committee to unleashprosperity.com. Go check out that website. Be curious to know what you all think about the 50-year mortgage. For me, it's really, when he's asking, how do you feel about that? 50-year mortgages, that's forever. The amount of interest that you would pay on a 50-year mortgage has got to be absolutely bonkers, outrageous. However, if it gets you into a home initially, so you can afford it, and then you look very quickly to refinance it to something that's a little more affordable, you get established in your rent is incredibly high. If you want to rent a place right now, you're paying a lot of money to rent. You at least build a little bit of equity if you're owning a home, but just look at the amortization schedule of a mortgage right now on a 30-year mortgage. How long do you have to live in that house before you feel like you own at least, the front hall closet section of your home, because it's so small. You pay so much in interest up front. What does that look like on a 50-year sliding scale? Yikes. We should talk to Stewie about that. We'll get Stewie on and we'll talk about what a 50-year mortgage might do. 4 people or 2 people. Always seems to me like these things have, you can use them to your advantage. Just don't let them use you to their advantage. And Stewie at Stewart's American Mortgage certainly would have the ins on that. So we'll talk to Stewie and find out what he has to say about it. We're going to take a quick break, get Ryan back in here. The YouTube live chat poll, is there a winner in the shutdown, showdown, Democrats, Republicans, Trump, or no one? Let us know what you think on the YouTube live chat poll. And you can also text us your thoughts at 314-241-9797. We'll hit some of those when we come back. Don't go away.
It's a big old land with countless dreams.
Michael's Flooring Outlet online at igotfloored.com is the website. Have you been considering a flooring replacement, installation, finishing of your basement, finishing of the upstairs? The kids have finally moved out and you want to redo one of the kids' bedroom into a yoga studio. I don't know. Maybe it's a music room. Maybe it is a craft room, a game room, puzzle room, studio, whatever. You probably are going to want to put fresh new flooring into that room because it's going to bring the whole room to life. And that flooring might be carpeting. You might want the Mohawk Smart Strand line of carpeting that's going to be very resilient against water, wetness, moisture. Maybe you're looking for something beautiful, hardwood looking, luxury vinyl plank, something like that. The Ultra Wood line of flooring that they have at Michael's Flooring Outlet. It's wonderful. You can learn about it online at Michael's website. If you go to igotfloored.com, they've got 3 locations in Missouri, and they're ready to meet you. If you want to request an estimate, you can even do so online. You can learn about their locations, Google reviews, the whole thing. igotfloored.com.
Hurt in a motorcycle accident? You need someone who knows St. Louis, who's about St. Louis. You need Kaufman Townsley, your hometown injury lawyers. We're here for real people with real results. Kaufman Townsley, St. Louis Injury Lawyers. Call 314-500-5000.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how linking to the market is much safer than owning the market for your retirement savings. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go to retirementkey.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
Sponsored by Progressive. We make the claims process easy so you could get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at progressive.com.
Annie Fry is back because truth doesn't take a break. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
American girls and American guys, we'll always stand up and salute. We'll always recognize when we see old glory flying. There's a lot of men dead, so we can sleep in peace at night when we lay down our head. My daddy served in the
Welcome back
army.
to the Annie Fry Show. So we just got done speaking with Steve Moore, talking a little bit about 50-year mortgages, those $2,000. They're not stimulus checks, I guess. I mean, they're really just in the way the president positions it, that this tariff revenue is coming in, and he's saying that it should go to the people, which, you know. Then there's also the possibility that all the money that the Democrats wanted to give out to the insurance company for healthcare subsidies, instead of giving it to the insurance company, President Trump said, well, let's just give it to the American people and let them spend it on their own insurance and stop soaking the insurance companies with all these taxpayer subsidies. that are coming in. I do like that he's thinking out of the box. Certainly, that is something that is it's refreshing to see. It's also it's requiring people who are really kind of in this like lockstep repeat mode of this is what we want, the same thing on both sides of the aisle, to look at new ideas and then form new opinions. That makes you have to tap into your principles a little bit when somebody comes out with a new idea. Very rarely in politics do we hear anybody talking about new ideas. Big news coming out this morning. The Supreme Court said this morning, according to Fox News report, that it will not revisit its landmark decision that legalized same-sex marriage nationwide, leaving intact the 2015 protections granted to couples in Obergefell v. Hodges. Justices rejected an appeal brought by Kim Davis. Remember that former Kentucky county clerk? She was held in contempt after she refused to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples due to her religious beliefs. The court declined to take up her appeal without explanation and without any noted dissents. That's really interesting. No dissents on that. They just said, no, we're not doing it. Not doing it. Fox News said, though Davis's appeal centered largely on First Amendment issues and questions of religious protection, her lawyers also requested that the Supreme Court consider overturning the 5-4 ruling in Obergefell or the 2015 decision that granted same-sex couples the constitutional right to marry. Her lawyers argued it is time for a course correction on Obergefell. Kim Davis was briefly jailed in 2015 after she refused to issue the marriage license to same-sex couples due to her religious beliefs, prompting a federal judge to hold her in contempt. She was ordered by the court to pay $100,000 in damages to the couple and to cover their legal fees. Davis's lawyers said in their appeal, if ever a case deserved review, the first individual who was thrown in jail post-Obergefell for seeking accommodation for a religious belief should be it. So they said, no, we're not hearing that. It's one thing for them to look at the punitive damages that were assessed to Kim Davis as the county clerk there, who said, no, I don't want to do this for religious purposes. We talked about this then, and I saw a lot of Ben, what's his name? Ben, he's on Fox News all the time. He has a show.
Dominic?
No. He is gay. He's married. He has kids. Isn't it Ben? I'll come up with it. This is what happens when I'm out of practice. I could tell you volleyball things right now.
Benson?
Yes,
Benson?
Guy Benson. Ben.
That was what you were saying, Ben. I'm like,
yeah, see,
you're right.
I was in the vicinity of it. He's been posting on X quite a lot. Like, guys, see, I told you. Everybody calm down. The sensationalists that were out there, fighting for clicks and tricks over the Republicans are going to overturn gay marriage. He has consistently said, it's not going to happen. Everybody relax. And he is a married gay man. So he was out there saying, this isn't going to happen. And I remember talking about this thinking, wow, why is she going so far as to push this issue out there in a way that would overturn legalized gay marriage? That's a gigantic leap from where she was to saying that the ruling was wrong in the first place. I'm not surprised by this at all. Are you?
No. The idea that either the Supreme Court or Republicans in Congress were going to take up this issue at all is ridiculous. They were never going to do it. So that doesn't surprise me, but it does surprise me that they decided to make the case that big. Because like you were saying,
Kim Davis's people?
Yeah,
that's
Kim
what
Davis's
I'm saying.
people.
If she wanted to get damages for, like, if she wanted those fines and stuff to be overturned, because it was overly punitive what they did to her financially.
It's terrible.
And I could completely see how she would say, I want that overturned. Do you want that, or do you want gay marriage overturned? Because you only get to go one route for me. You can't do both at the same time.
Yeah, and I give her credit for continuing to fight this issue, but she should have fought it on her own religious convictions and the rights that she has.
Well, fight for what issue? You commend her for fighting for which issue?
For this, what I'm explaining right now, which is that she has a right as a Christian and an American to have religious convictions.
So you're talking about her right to her First Amendment.
Yes.
Not her right to her religious perspective on whether gay marriage should be legal, and her opinion should then be projected into the Supreme Court, where she admonishes them and says you should reconsider.
It just seems like a bad legal strategy to me, because the Supreme Court has been very, very good to religious cases in the last, I'd say, even 10 years. Roberts, in particular, has sided with the religious organization pretty often. And so for her to make that about a religious conviction or a First Amendment issue, that would have been a very good case, because they did go way overboard in punishing her for not signing a marriage document in Kentucky. I mean, ridiculous what they did to this lady. And she absolutely has the right to have her religious beliefs as part of her life and her job. So they should have made the case about that and not let's overturn Obergefell. I mean, it was just they were shooting too far. So I don't really get the strategy there.
I'm an LCMS Lutheran, and the Lutheran Church does not preach that, based on the scriptures, that, you won't marry gay people in Lutheran churches. Now, there are ELCA Lutheran churches, so when you hear Lutheran, you got to do a little bit of footnote digging to understand which Lutheran church you're talking about. The Catholic Church doesn't marry gay couples yet. There are a lot of churches that don't marry gay couples, but you know what else is against the Sixth Commandment in Scripture is infidelity. But infidelity is not legislated or regulated by the government. There are consequences for those actions, but it's not illegal to be unfaithful. It is a moral issue that people have to grapple with. And sometimes people grapple with that type of morality issue. Sometimes people grapple with the morality of overeating, undereating, watching pornography, stealing things, lying, deceiving, gossiping. Like, there are a lot of things that the Bible tells us are wrong that we don't ask the government to step in and regulate. And I struggle with this as an issue from somebody who, like, I don't know how you make a constitutional argument against gay marriage. I don't know how you make a constitutional argument against gay marriage that doesn't police religious beliefs, that doesn't conflict with the First Amendment. And I know my First Amendment part that I want to make sure that I protect the most is any church's right to interpret Scripture in a way that they implement Scripture in the theology that is preached from that church, that is studied from that church, that people worship within that church, where the church cannot come in and say, you have to do this. You have to marry gay people. You can't marry straight people, or whatever it is. Like, how far does it go? It seems to me like my first line of defense when the First Amendment is involved here is to protect religious freedom. Really, in Kim Davis's defense, where she should be able to say, I'm not comfortable signing that document. I'm not comfortable baking that cake. I'm not comfortable printing those flyers. Is that something, when Office Max said that they weren't going to print flyers for Charlie Kirk, people were correlating that with the understanding that it was the same thing as not baking a cake. Now, printing the flyers at Office Max or Office Depot or whatever, Staples, whatever one it was, I don't know which one it was. So when Office Max came out, as whichever one it was, came out and said, no, we don't stand for this, we have a problem with this, and they regulated within themselves how they were going to manage employees at a print shop that said they didn't want to print flyers for a memorial vigil for Charlie Kirk. They handled that on their own. How would you feel if a print shop like that said, no, we're not doing anything for Charlie Kirk? I mean, I think there's a free market solution to that fixes the problem without the government having to step in and forcing them to do something.
That's exactly what happened. Is the free market did step in, people started to pressure them and say, hey, this is bad news. You should not do this. And the company stepped up and said, you're right. We should not be stopping somebody from printing Charlie Kirk flyers.
Office Depot.
Just
to correct myself.
But even if they hadn't, the government should not step into that issue. That's a free market issue. It's not a free speech issue because you still had free speech. You could still go get your flyers printed or you could print them yourself. It wasn't as if nobody would print them for you. And you don't have a right to print flyers either. There's not anything in the Constitution that says you have a right to print things. You just have the right to say and disseminate information in whatever way that may be. This is a private company, but they did end up doing the right thing.
What about if you are working for the government and you're issuing something that the government says is okay, like a marriage license, to people who are legally allowed to get married?
That's where it gets dicey because you are infringing on the free speech and religious conviction rights which are
there's not really a free
number
market
one
application
right.
to. It's not like you can go, okay, fine. Well, I'm going to go to the, such and such, the county clerk down the street. The county clerk's the county clerk.
That's what it is, and that's why it's Amendment number 1. It's very important to protect the rights of individuals and their convictions and speech, and they did not do that for Kim Davis.
Do you think she should have the right to refuse?
Absolutely.
And still retain her job?
Yes. And
so
they should work with her.
So are there other people there that can sign the thing and she doesn't have to?
I'm sure there are. I mean, I don't know the specifics of the workplace, but that's usually the way it goes. I've been in this situation myself. I won't get into the details, but at a media company that I used to be at, and it had nothing to do with sex or any sort of like hot button political issue. It just was something I felt uncomfortable doing as a Christian. And I made that known to my bosses. I said, look, I'm not trying to create a problem here, but I got to, and this was private sector too, so it's a little different. But I worked with them and they said, okay, we like you. We'll try to work around this. We'll try to make it work. And that's the way it should be.
Yeah, I don't know about the public sector stuff though.
That does change it.
Because she's not entitled to that job either.
Correct. But she is entitled to be protected by her government from her government. And that didn't happen.
That really just depends on who's in charge, though.
Well, it's Kentucky, too. That's what's so surprising.
Kentucky has a Democrat governor.
They do right now.
Yeah, they absolutely do. Andy Bashir might be the next president of the United States if the Democrats had sense. I hope they don't.
Yeah, let's go with Mom Donnie.
Man, we're just really in the play stupid games, win stupid prizes phase of Democrat politics right now. All right, let's watch and see. Can we get a popcorn sponsorship for this?
Yeah,
that'd be good.
Act 2.
Let's take a quick break. Gregg Jarrett is going to join us when we come back. We're going to talk about Arctic frost and also those Russia hoax subpoenas that have started to go out. What happens next? Gregg Jarrett's always got the intel. He'll give it to us next. Don't go away.
In the land of the free. Now this nation that
in the last 20 years or so, have y'all had buy a replacement refrigerator, washer dryer, dishwasher after 20 years, 25 years, and then replace with a new one in the last year, like 1 or 2 or 3 years? I have. I had a refrigerator 9 years old, so I asked the appliance tech, do I need to get to real high-end stuff? And his response to me was, there's no difference in the very expensive stuff and to what you have right here. The only difference is they make them look different, and they all break the same way. The only difference being the high-end parts are extremely expensive. So if you need a furnace or an air conditioner or both, call me, Bart Inman. One easy number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600, or on the internet, bartinman.com. That's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.
Why do the national tax resolution firms need the tiny fine print at the bottom of all their TV ads? Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. You don't hear fast-talking disclaimers in our ads because the claims we make are 100% transparent. The Lance Story Law Firm primarily focuses on one thing, IRS problems, and we're regulated by the Bar Association, and we have a AAA rating with the Better Business Bureau. IRS issues are serious legal issues. The Lance Story Law Firm has helped thousands of clients navigate the best resolution plans, and we tell you up front exactly how much it'll cost. Tax resolution law is all we do. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure salesperson, give us a call at the Lance Story Law Firm, located right here in St. Louis. Call today to schedule your free consultation with me, 314-260-6120, or visit LanceDruryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
It's time for you to get to know my friends at Lit Cigar Lounge in Chesterfield, where luxury meets comfort. Mark Cox here. They have a great selection of rare bourbons, whiskeys, craft cocktails, anything you like to drink, cold beer, premium hand-rolled cigars from the finest makers in the world, even private lockers that are available if you choose to. Perfect for date nights or business meetings, and live music every Friday night. Family owned and operated. Check them out in Chesterfield at the District. It's litstl.com.
Hey, with cooler weather moving in, don't put yourself at risk for a power outage. Get a free estimate on a Generac home standby generator from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. This is all about giving yourself peace of mind by calling now for a free estimate. You won't have to worry about waiting on hold with the power company. No more worrying about your home when you're away. Get a free estimate on a generator from Generator Supercenter of St. Louis. Financing is available. 314-499-2020. Generator Supercenter of St. Louis.
Today's YouTube live chat poll is asking you, is there a winner in the Shutdown Showdown? Is it Democrats, is it Republicans, or is it Trump, separate category there, or is it no one? You can only vote on YouTube by finding our live stream, which is new every day, of course. You go to YouTube, you find us streaming live right now. You can vote. You can leave a comment there or on Facebook. I'm pulling this one up from Facebook. The comment is from Bob. It says, didn't really notice the government shutdown. They still took money out of my paycheck every week. I can't fly in an airplane because I don't have a real ID, but I'm glad light was shined on the healthcare system. It was designed to fail, and the Democrats want to blame Republicans. What a joke. Well, let us know what you think. We could read that on the air before the end of the show. We'll give you results at the end of the show at just before 3 o'clock. It is 1:33. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
JerryKelly.com. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Comey, Clapper, Brennan, Obama, Monaco, all conspired together, all worked together to try to sabotage, undermine, unravel the democratic institutions and structures of this country. The Russiagate hoax, the Russiagate conspiracy, and all of the assaults against our liberties that went with it. The pre-dawn raids, the handcuffing of innocent Americans, the espionage against President Trump's campaign and staff, the removal of his national security advisor, one fake indictment, one fake charge after another, the special counsel, all of it was a unrelenting attempt to overthrow the government the American people voted for. I cannot find words harsh enough to condemn the conduct of these conspirators, these insurrectionists.
Stephen Miller, if he could find the words harsh enough, you know that he would deliver them. Talking about these new subpoenas that are going out with some speed here to get to the bottom of what took place in the Russia hoax. And we have an expert on this and has been from the very beginning to join us once again. Gregg Jarrett joins us, Fox News legal analyst, former defense attorney, and law professor. You can follow him on X at Gregg Jarrett. Greg, welcome back to the show. Thanks for being with us today.
Good to be with you, Annie. Thanks for having me on.
Is every day just like an I told you so for Gregg Jarrett? Is this the world you live in? You look in the mirror and you're like, you were right again?
Yeah, and sometimes you wonder what took everybody so long. I mean, I wrote 2 books on the Russia hoax, and that's, 7 years ago. So, look, there are 2 investigations going on right now at the same time. The first one, more than 30 subpoenas have been issued for people like former CIA Director James Clapper. He must now turn over to a grand jury documents and communications with Barack Obama, John Brennan, James Comey, and others at the FBI and the DOJ involving the Russia hoax. Back in the day, that was codenamed secretly Crossfire Hurricane, but it was launched against Donald Trump back in 2016. It went on for a long time, which is why I wrote the 2 books. Already substantial evidence has been recently uncovered that all of the people I just identified knew at the outset that the collusion narrative was a complete lie, but they used it nevertheless as a pretext for a corrupt and fraudulent investigation of Trump to drive him from office in his first term. Now, that is an abuse of power. It could very easily lead to criminal charges beyond the James Comey indictment thus far. The second sort of bleeds over into the first. That one is now called Arctic frost. Well, it was launched back in April of 2022 by Attorney General Merrick Garland, escalated then by Special Counsel Jack Smith. And once again, Donald Trump was the target when he was out of office, but of course running for a second non-consecutive term. And there's evidence that Biden's DOJ and Jack Smith, with the help of Christopher Wray's FBI, conjured up these criminal charges against Trump for purely political reasons to stop him from winning re-election. Now, that, too, would involve criminal abuses of power. For example, conspiracy to deprive him of his constitutional rights under color of law. Those are crimes, 18 U.S.C. 241 and 242. So, both of these current investigations are driven by newly discovered and long concealed records and communications that have suddenly been found in everything from burn bags hidden in a secret room at the FBI, as well as a trove of documents unearthed by various intelligence agencies thanks to the work of DNI Tulsi Gabbard, CIA Director John Ratcliffe. They turned that evidence over to both Congress and the Department of Justice. So I think we can expect a lot more subpoenas, grand jury testimony, and perhaps criminal charges.
Man, this is so much to take in, and it's so much. It's very repetitive from what we've been hearing. From someone like you, Gregg Jarrett, as you've been reporting on this, writing about this over, what did you say, 7 years now?
Yeah.
The Fox News report I'm reading from right now, just some details here. It says the grand jury that is going to send out here maybe 30 subpoenas in a matter of time is out of the Southern District of Florida. Can you talk to us a little bit about the importance of the district where this hearing is taking place and how that might factor into what might materialize from these subpoenas, this grand jury?
Well, in politically fraught cases, the politics of both the judge and the jury matters, and we've seen it repeatedly. So, for example, bringing a case against people aligned with Democrats in Washington, D.C., or even the Eastern District of Virginia, it's very difficult to prosecute those cases. However, the jury pool is dramatically different in a place like Florida. And, the tie to Florida, of course, is, the Arctic frost operation that targeted Trump at Mar-a-Lago and clearly, in my judgment, abused the law on presidential records to bring a misbegotten case there. And so once you've established jurisdiction in Florida, for prosecutors, it's a better case to bring there.
Gregg Jarrett speaking with us right now, Fox News legal analyst. Is there a parallel explanation for Arctic frost, for Crossfire Hurricane? Do the Brennans of the world have the ability in their own reality to explain everything that they did in a way that they present like maybe you disagree with it, but they seem to have some sort of legal justification for the spying, the efforts to look at all the phone records and Arctic frost, that type of thing? Is there a parallel explanation for their purpose and intent outside of spying to try to disparage President Trump?
They will simply argue that their investigation was legitimate, the criminal charges that was the fruit of Arctic frost was valid. I don't think that's true. I disagree with that. We've always known the corrupt nature of the Russia hoax, but the Arctic frost operation by Garland and Smith and Wray is truly shocking in its breadth and scope. They obtained, without anybody knowing it, nearly 200 subpoenas seeking records on more than 400 Republicans, no Democrats, only Republicans, anybody in Donald Trump's orbit. And they spied on those people, including 8 U.S. senators, as well as news organizations, including Fox News. So you've got partisan FBI agents and partisan federal prosecutors who are simply digging for dirt. And they're working covertly with the J6 committee members handpicked by Nancy Pelosi. And they're also working behind the scenes with Biden's White House counsel's office. This was lawfare, pure and simple, an all-out assault on Donald Trump and anybody connected to him. And they created this enemies list and went after people with a vengeance. And, of course, it led to the 2 federal criminal cases against Trump that were eventually tossed. But simultaneously, these same people worked to shut down the Hunter Biden investigation in a brazen effort to protect his dad, Joe Biden. So this is, Annie, I think government run amok. The people we trust to enforce the law became the lawbreakers. And, they were intoxicated by their own power and became a law unto themselves. They took aim at Trump. They weaponized the law for political gain. It is the definition of corruption. And those involved, it seems to me, must be held accountable in a court of law because, as Democrats love to remind us, no one is above the law. Well, let's see that put to a test.
I feel like there's an asterisk and a footnote somewhere when the Democrats repeated that over and over and over again. That we see in Letitia James, we see with Adam Schiff, some of these things that they prosecuted Donald Trump for that were low-level things. Any low-hanging fruit, anything that they could find, they tried to throw at President Trump. And they're such low-hanging fruit that some of them are guilty of exactly that with which they tried to manufacture against President Trump. Do you feel as though President Trump is going to see vindication on the Russia hoax amidst any of these other things that he's had lobbed at him? Do you think he's going to see vindication on these things within the term that he is going to remain in his remainder of his term being president?
I think the majority of people realize that the Russia hoax was just that. It was made up. It was invented by Hillary Clinton and then co-opted by, the FBI, principally James Comey and his Confederates. He was vindicated by the special counsel, Bob Mueller, who, despite a partisan team of lawyers in the end, found, there really was no criminal collusion conspiracy. But there are some people who still believe, that Trump colluded with Russia and Vladimir Putin in the bowels of the Kremlin to steal the 2016 election. These are people who, I hate to say it, but they can't be very smart, right? And they just believe a narrative that was out there for so long, principally because it was pushed by the mainstream media. And even though they have acknowledged they were wrong, there were no apologies. There were no mea culpas. The New York Times and the Washington Post won Pulitzer Prizes for getting the story fundamentally wrong. They should give those prizes back with an apology. But they're, of course, never going to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. We're speaking with Gregg Jarrett here, the Fox News legal analyst, former defense attorney and law professor. I'm thinking about the Russia collusion narrative, and I notice a little bit of a consistency in people who are pushing back. You can tell when it looks like we're starting to get really close to hovering over the target because there's a consistent message, opposition message that gets put out there in social media and that type of stuff. The people want to point to the fact that there was proven Russia interference in that 2016 election, that was proven to the American people. Can you talk to me about what kind of Russian interference was discovered and what connection it does or does not have to President Trump in that 2016 election?
Well, there really was none. And, take a look at some of the new and incriminating evidence that was just disclosed a week ago against James Comey. that could, in fact, lead to additional criminal charges against him of lying and obstruction, destruction of evidence, concealing evidence from Congress. Among the most damning evidence against him, notes that show that Comey did indeed authorize and direct his friend and FBI special government employee Daniel Richman to leak information to the media, which Comey later lied about to Congress, and that's the heart of the indictment against him. So this is highly corroborating evidence of his false statements. After one particular leak, Comey wrote, and I'm quoting here, "Well done, my friend. Who knew this would be so fun?" It's unbelievable. It's classic Comey. While criticizing Hillary Clinton for breaking the law and jeopardizing national security using her private email as Secretary of State, guess what? James Comey himself, it turns out, used a private email account to conduct FBI official matters that may have included classified information. In one particular message back in 2016, just before the election, Comey is bragging in one of his notes that he'd soon be working for President-elect Clinton. She'll be grateful that he helped her. And, you know, in one particular handwritten note that I find so very surprising but consistent with what I wrote in both my books, it's dated September 26, 2016. And in his handwritten notes, Comey confirms that he learned that Hillary Clinton invented a phony narrative to smear Trump with Russia collusion. His note states, and I'll quote, "HRC plan to tie Trump to Russia," end of quote. Now, of course, when Comey testified before Congress, he feigned an acute case of amnesia, that he had no recollection of that, which is, of course, something that you'll remember to your dying day. So his own notes put a lie to his testimony before Congress, which is another crime.
Oh, well, it's starting to get aired out. Now, anybody wants a precursor to what we might be learning as these subpoenas go out and this grand jury continues its work, go get Gregg Jarrett's books because he's written multiple on them and the story is all there. It's always great to have you with us, Gregg Jarrett. Thanks for being with us again today.
Annie, thanks so much. Good talking to you.
You as well. Bye-bye. He is a Fox News legal analyst, former defense attorney, and law professor. Lots of books that he has out there, including The Trial of the Century and the Constitution and Other Patriotic Documents. Maybe a good Christmas gift for somebody this holiday season. But he was writing these books 7 years ago. I would think that this would be both incredibly satisfying and affirming and frustrating to be like, I've been saying this whole time. You could go read the book. Nice to have it all on paper and on record that, you know, this is the I told you so. Version 2017, 2018. See page 263 where I talked about what they're doing, what they're, you know, revealing today. Probably good to be Gregg Jarrett right now.
This kind of stuff is such dirty, corrupt, movie narrative stuff that it is amazing to me to still see the power of the media, that this isn't a common, you know, discussion point around the table. This should be very well known. If
Joe Biden would have become the president and then gotten access to the files, just the same way the Trump administration Justice Department is getting access right now, if the Biden administration would have gotten access to all the files that proved that Russia collusion absolutely would have happened, it would have been the story of the entire administration. And they had the power. They manipulated the Justice Department, and they couldn't even pin it on Donald Trump then. Liars. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Visit 971talk.com/events and enjoy Trans-Siberian Orchestra, a Christmas tradition at Enterprise Center December 23rd. A portion of the proceeds benefits Siteman Kids at St. Louis Children's Hospital. Visit 971talk.com.
Now that we're getting older, we've been putting more thought into maintaining our health.
We knew the water we drink every day could be filled with contaminants, so
we called Leaf Home Water Solutions.
They came to our home and did a free water test and gave us the analysis right away.
We were shocked at what we saw.
They found heavy metals like iron and copper.
Our own tap water was putting our health at risk, but Leave Home Water Solutions made it easy to get safer water from every tap and hose. A whole home solution.
They have more than 250 product combinations and designed a system that fits our needs and budget. The installation took less than a day.
With Leave Home Water Solutions, our water is safer and healthier. When we drink, when we cook, when we shower, even when we garden.
We feel better about our health.
Thanks to Leave Home Water Solutions.
Schedule your free home water test today at leafhome.com/free and save 15% on all home water treatment systems. That's leafhome.com/free for your free home water test and 15% off. leafhome.com/free.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. One question I'm always asked is, how did you become the largest injury firm in the world with over 1,000 attorneys and $25 billion in verdicts and settlements? One way was our financial strength. Medical malpractice is the third leading cause of death in America. To prosecute a typical case costs up to $250,000 in case cost. We advance them all. Product liability cases can have similar costs with an army of lawyers on the other side. Automobile insurance companies have the resources to fight. Guess what? So do we. Many law firms simply may not have the financial firepower to work up your case the way you deserve. And we don't charge by the hour. No recovery, no fee. If you have a question about your case or wish to become a client, go to forthepeople.com on your mobile device or computer. 24/7. It's that easy. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial # law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Surrounding the investigations and all of the things that are being juggled right now by the president and his administration. The Justice Department is busy at work, and it's really, there are so many like headline buster breaking news stories that you kind of forget some of them are even going on, because just for a day the revolving door of, wow, that's really big news, cycles away from it, and then you come back and you're like, oh my gosh, yes, 30 more subpoenas with big names on the other end of it. It's a really big deal. We continue to watch as the shutdown appears as though it's working its way towards an end. The government shutdown, a lot of people listening right now, some of you have been affected. A lot of you have said you haven't been, but maybe snowballing a little bit more as every day passes. It affects a few more people here and there. If you want to text us 314-241-9797, let us know what you think about this. Ryan, you said you got some texts over there from listeners. What do you got?
Yeah, asking whether or not the government shutdown is affecting you. Here's one that says, yes, we've been directly affected. At first, my husband was furloughed and stayed home, but after 3 weeks, they decided they needed him to go back to work without pay.
It's kind of weird that they can just be like, you have to come back.
And that he wasn't working. That's what's like, you either seems like you'd stay there the whole time and just not get paid, or you'd go home the whole time, not half and half. Thank God we have enough money to get through this, but pretty annoying for us to dip into our savings because the leaders wouldn't negotiate, and I really feel for young military families.
I'd imagine there's a lot of people who don't have the savings built up to fix it.
Correct.
To mend the gap.
This one says, I'm a civil servant affected by the shutdown. I gained 12 pounds sitting on my butt at home eating Oreos. Seriously, though, things have been difficult.
Those are choices. Did the government do that to
you? Show me where the government did it.
Yeah.
It's shuffling money between accounts, says this person, halting auto payments, requesting deferments, tightening up purse strings. That's all very real. Worrying about late pays and credit score impacts and so on. Unsure when we'll see another full paycheck or the windfall after the holiday tomorrow. There's only 3 days left. And that is the majority of them. I like this one, just real quick, though. I love the show and all of you. More comments to come.
Thank you.
A little bit of a tease.
Yeah, great.
From that listener.
We'll get back to his comments the next time he sends them.
We're waiting.
Well, let's just take a quick break here. We're going to be back in a little bit. We've been talking a lot about the government shutdown today, and if it's going to come to an end, do you see, is there a winner in it? We've played some clips from MSNBC. They're not really digging what the Democrats are doing here, and I do believe that the Democrat Party, its fracture is becoming more obvious, probably more painful, intra-party. is it true that they're going to have some moderate Democrats like the ones who stepped up to partner with Republicans finally? Is that what's going to save the Democrat Party from going off the complete and total socialist cliff? Who knows? Let us know in the text 314-241-9797. We'll be right back.
Great news. Corel Roofing is going to partner with Sergeant Sparkles to install Christmas lighting on your home this year. Mark Cox here. Who better to get up on your roof to install lights than a roofing company? But wait, there's more. While they're up there, if they see some minor damage or an issue that needs attention, they're going to do that minor repair at no charge to get you through the winter. That provides pretty amazing value to get a small problem fixed at no charge while you get ready for the Christmas season. Now's also a good time for that full roof inspection. If you didn't get around to getting your roof inspected after the storms earlier this year, this is the time to schedule that. Even if the weather's too cold to have the roof replaced, you will be first on the list when warmer weather comes around in early spring. Call Curtis at Corel Roofing. Schedule your Christmas light installation and your roof inspection right now. That's 314-222-9529 or CorelRoofingCo.com.
RetirementKey.com. Go visit the Retirement Advisory Group online and learn about what the Retirement Advisory Group can do for you. Specifically, yes, you're very close to retirement. You're ready to retire. You might have even put off making a phone call like this to 314-993-9494 because you're afraid that you're going to find out, gosh, I'm going to have to work an extra year than I wanted to. You don't really want to hear the bad news. But what if there's good news? What if there's really good news and you're not enjoying these last moments while you're having to work? Maybe the last couple of years, it's going to be shorter than you thought it was going to have to be. Call the Retirement Advisory Group and know what the plan is so that you can understand exactly how you're going to pay yourself throughout the course of your retirement, that you're going to be able to live the retirement life you've always dreamt of. When you dial 314-993-9494, you're connected to the Retirement Advisory Group. You get to set up a no-cost, no-obligation review of your retirement at that phone number and get the answers that you need, the peace of mind that you want. RetirementKey.com.
With this season's drought and high temperatures, demand for new sprinkler system installs is at its peak. Even with a little rain in the forecast, now is the absolute best time to put a new system in place, setting you up for a healthier, greener lawn next year. Don't let your lawn go through another season looking the way it does today. Take control now, and you'll never have to worry about the damage heat and dry weather can cause again. Call 636-695-7800 or visit ProOutdoor.com to schedule your new system installation today.
This is your chance to win a free basic handgun skills class from the Range St. Louis West. Mark Cox here. 14803 Manchester Road in Baldwin is where the range sits, and you got to go. This is ideal for beginners, expert instruction. They have it available in a women-only class if you're more comfortable. Normally, the class is $135. You can win right now. TheRangeSTL.com/971. Again, TheRangeSTL.com/971.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-500-5000.
That's 314-500-5000.
All on the free Odyssey app.
A vote to reopen government could come this week. Lisa Brady, Fox News. Speaker Mike Johnson reportedly telling House Republicans to be ready as early as Wednesday.
The speaker pleading with both Republicans and Democrats to vote yes.
Think carefully, pray, and finally do the right thing.
The Senate is gearing up to vote on final passage on a deal to extend government funding until late January. That would bring back government workers fired during the shutdown and give them back pay.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz on the Hill. Many Democrats criticizing the new bill for not including an extension of Obamacare subsidies. So the shutdown continues for now, and so do the flight disruptions, and lake effect snow in the Midwest is not helping.
They are de-icing over Cleveland and Detroit. That will add more delays to the already bad flying situation because of the shutdown and the air traffic controller situation.
Fox Weather's Mike Seidel is in Madison, Ohio.
Overnight tonight into tomorrow, that band's going to work from here into northwest PA, southwest New York State, like Chautauqua County. Those areas under lake effect snow warnings. Some areas could see another 6+ inches of snow.
Parts of Michigan's Upper Peninsula have had more than a foot. Chicago also hit hard earlier today with snow and gale force wind gusts. A search for survivors in Florida after reports of a small plane plane carrying hurricane supplies for Jamaica went down.
Rescue divers are searching through a small lake in a neighborhood within the city of Coral Springs, Florida, west of Fort Lauderdale, where a small plane is believed to have crashed. Parts of an aircraft have been found, but so far, no people.
They've described it as a smaller type plane, not as small as a Cessna type, but maybe a little bit bigger.
Deputy Chief Mike Mosier with Coral Springs Fire Rescue. The aircraft was planned to take hurricane relief supplies to victims of Hurricane Melissa in Jamaica and had just taken off from Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport.
Fox's Eben Brown, no homes were damaged. America is listening to Fox News.
This month, Pure Talk is supporting Canines for Warriors, a terrific organization that trains rescue dogs and then pairs them up with combat vets struggling with PTSD. This is why I switched to Pure Talk. Sure, I like the unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $25 a month, and you will too. But you will love being in business with a company that shares your values. Dial pound 250, say micro, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Plenty of sunshine, windy and cold on this Monday afternoon. 42 for the high. Feels colder if you're caught in the wind. Tonight, clear, cold. Lighter winds, 30s for evening plans, 28 for the low. Tuesday, Veterans Day, partly sunny, cold start, but a little better in the afternoon, though it stays windy. 57 into the 60s Wednesday and Thursday, 70s come the end of the week. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Time to get ready for cold weather and schedule your heating system check. Get not just your heating system, but your entire HVAC system checked for $19 a month with the Preferred Partner Plan. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Ray.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid, keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
How are you going to start the show without me with your mouth full of food?
It's a huge problem.
Can you not? just stand there and nod your head. There you go. Can you guys hear the little gummy eyeballs that he's eating juggling around in his head?
That was a gummy vampire
eyeball.
Fang. Look.
Ew.
See? Gummy vampire fang. And I did have an eyeball or a finger. I'm not sure which one it is.
I don't know how people eat those things.
Like
I don't.
Foot.
You're the only person that I know that is like, yum.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're not the best gummies. You know, they're not Black Forest, but they'll suffice for now. It's 2 o'clock hour. I just need a little gummy hit.
I did need caffeine. Couldn't do the show without it. You're over there eating into the microphone. I'm yawning into the microphone.
Hey, we're doing fine.
Thanks for tuning in, folks. St. Louis.
It's Monday.
Here to entertain you.
And tomorrow is Veterans Day.
How's the no added sugar thing going?
Great. Yeah, I just assumed, look, there's no packaging on these, so we just assume that these are sugar-free. They're just there for the taking. I didn't do no added sugar entirely. I just limited it, and now I limit it less.
My Lord, what?
No, go ahead. You have your moment, and I'll tell you the facts. Go ahead.
Hit me with your facts. This is like
the fact
these
is,
are facts based on the science.
I was still eating sugar, just no added sugar.
That's what I said
during the week.
That's what I said.
Now I have allowed myself to eat added sugar, usually at night. Although I'm breaking it right now.
There are no rules.
There are rules, and they've helped me curtail the amount of sugar that I eat, which is really the ultimate goal. Because I never stopped completely. It was just that I needed to eat less, and overall, it's worked. And I am a huge success story to this diet.
I am a huge success. Follow me for more tips.
Yeah, I'm going to write a book and it'll be called The Constantly Changing Diet. How to
It's basically
tailor...
just do what you want when you want. But tell people, oh, yeah, I'm on a diet. And then people are like,
it does work, though. It does work. And look, if the results show what I want them to show, which is a lower A1C, then I'm the big winner here because I'm still eating a little bit. It's
so
fun.
that you can be just kind of diabetic.
Right.
That's the name of the book.
Kind of diabetic.
Yes.
The journey of one man from Milan to Minsk. Rochelle.
I don't care. I do care about your A1C. Our show has suffered because I can't feed you a 2:00 oatmeal cream pie double decker.
You're so wrong. You absolutely can do
I
that.
cannot. I cannot in good conscience find out from you that you are in the category of kind of diabetic, sort of diabetic. Like your doctor has talked to you about your diabetes.
Yes.
And then for the sake of the show, feed you a sugar bomb at 2:00 so that you'll get all goofy and I won't have to talk as much in the 2:00 hour.
Gosh.
I can't do that in good conscience.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
You can do it in fine conscience because I'm the person that would be affected and I'm telling you it's fine. Give me anything you want.
Exactly what an addict would say. And we're talking about sugar.
I can't argue with that. It's
Kate
true.
on YouTube says, I'm a witness. Andy needs to get you a cookie.
Cookies also fine.
Kate is an enabler.
But a oatmeal cream pie really is the way to go. Anything from Little Debbie.
Ryan will eat an oatmeal cream pie, a well-timed 1:45 p.m. oatmeal cream pie, like in that break that we usually take. And by 2:45, he just giggles. That's all he does. And he thinks everything is funny.
Mm-hmm.
And we sit here and we look at him to see just like, is he going to explode? What's going to happen next? And then the show's over and it's Mark Ruden's bomb. Not mine.
Look, there's everybody's got their things. Would you rather mine be hard narcotics? I don't think so.
No.
Eat an oatmeal cream
I
pie.
don't want your thing to be diabetes either.
By comparison, I'm doing pretty good. I'm not taking hard drugs, you know? Like maybe if I were to smoke a bunch of weed or something.
Timothy says,
and I started laughing.
I'm not an addict. I can stop anytime I want to.
Oh, I am an addict. I think you misunderstand. I am addicted to sugar 100%.
What is your thing, Brad?
What
are you addicted to? Are you addicted to anything?
Oh, gosh. Many things. Caffeine, I think, would be my addiction. I showed my wife my phone yesterday whenever we were on our way to church, and my Apple phone had updated me 4 minutes to scooters. And it just picks up your patterns as you're driving and then tells you to leave at that point. And we were sitting in the drive-thru of scooters, and the update was 4 minutes old.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, I'll say.
Yeah, so it's a caffeine addiction for sure.
What about you, Annie? Bone-in chicken wings?
My mom just sent this to me.
Some sort of
look at that. Tell me what
that
says.
Little diabetes.
And it's who?
It's Little Debbie.
No, it's that Little Debbie.
That's Big Debbie.
Big
That's
Deborah.
Big Deborah. That's not true though.
It's hard for me to understand if I have a true caffeine addiction because when I go on vacation or whatever, I just don't drink it. And I sleep, like if I don't have caffeine, I don't drink caffeine to like feel like jolted. I drink caffeine to not fall asleep. Like I'm yawning right now. I'm going to try to drink this soda, but it's caffeinated, or it's carbonated.
Is there any sugar in that? Oh, no thanks.
It says?
Zero sugar.
Zero sugar, which is how I do it. I think zero sugar Pepsi is the best soda on the market. But if I don't have caffeine, I don't get jittery. I don't get agitated. That's not any of that. I just am super, super tired. And it's hard for me to understand if I'm tired because of the absence of caffeine only, or if I'm tired because I really don't go home from work and go home. My day starts, my kids are up and moving. Jared gets up and walks the dogs at 6 in. That wakes me up. But the kids are up and moving for school and out the door at the early 7 o'clock hour. And my day, I actually will get home at 7 p.m., maybe 8 p.m., could be 9 p.m. at least 5 days a week. And that's a really tiring cycle. So I feel like I have a right to be tired because I'm very active. Does that feed into a caffeine addiction? I'm not sure.
Would you say that your second addiction is pork riblets?
Didn't know where you're going with that. And no, but I would say that I think I'm addicted to information.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I would have said raw ahi tuna, but I guess not. These are things that you talk about a lot loving.
That's not even a sentence. See, I don't even need to give him. Look at him. It doesn't even make sense.
You get one little vampire fang of me.
I'm just talking about oatmeal cream pies, and he's like, "Oh, this is the funniest man ever." No, like information. If you do what I do, you always kind of have to know what the latest thing is, and if it's something, I'm constantly surveying headlines and triaging what I need to actually dedicate my full attention to, but I always have a portion of the brain cells in my brain connected to news headlines, developments. And that is what, for me, when I go on vacation, is super hard to turn off. More than not drinking coffee in the morning. Like, when I have coffee on vacation, it's because I want to taste it and enjoy it. Not because if I don't have it, I can't do my job. Which makes it sound like I have an addiction.
You know, the other hard thing about doing information for this show and for radio in general, I would say, is that you want to dive in deep on certain topics, but you have to have a wide breadth of understanding of what's going on at a given moment. So you can't spend a lot of time on one thing too far, or you lose all your time to cover all the topics that you need to.
You have to know deeply about everything.
You kind of have to know at least somewhat deeply about everything, but you got to have a wide knowledge, cast a wide net.
I think that's something that has been an important part of what I've done on this show for me, is to feel comfortable saying, I don't know a lot about this. Because when you tune in, if you're watching a news broadcast, or if you're listening to a broadcast on the radio or a podcast or a YouTube show, and somebody is faking it, you can usually tell. And if I'm listening to somebody who is trying to impress upon people their vast knowledge, this is a lot. I get complimented a lot on interviews that I do because I let guests talk. People compliment me on the interviews I do because I don't participate in them as much as other people do in the conversation back and forth. You ask a question, you stop talking, and you let your expert guest answer the question. A lot of people, I know that there are, well, I won't be specific, but you have watched people on television, you've heard people on the radio and podcasts who interview somebody, and they ask a question that they answer themselves, and then they reiterate it, and then they just stop talking, waiting for the guest to respond. That drives me crazy. If you're the expert on the issue, then just be the expert on the issue. But to have a guest come on and sit and people commenting, people on the chat, have a guest come on and make them sit there and listen to your assessment of the situation that they're supposed to be the expert witness on your show, that drives me nuts. But there are other things, if it comes to parenting, I don't need to have someone come on and tell me how to parent my kids per se, but that's a good conversation point. You're going to parent your kids differently than I'm going to parent my kids. And even like in a relationship, you and your wife, do you guys ever have, my husband and I have disagreements from time to time on like the path to take.
We had a disagreement yesterday, and we don't usually.
Who won?
Me.
Of course he did.
Because I said, this is my house.
And I'm the man.
You're going to listen to me by my authority. We got into I think it was a funny fight, but it ended up, it was like funny at first, and then it was like,
he's like, okay,
wait
we need to be soft here.
Are we really fighting here or not? It was over this shirt that my son had that I found from last Christmas. Because we're going through our stuff.
Does it have Che Guevara on it?
Oh my gosh. There's like an old shirt here that we never opened because he probably wasn't big enough, and now he is. So I brought it up, and I said, St. John, you should wear this to school tomorrow. and it was this shirt that was just full of a bunch. You ever
I
seen
do not.
that?
I'm on Katie's side on this one. I haven't even seen the shirt. Haven't heard an explanation.
You ever heard of the store Senior Frogs?
It's a bar.
No, it's kind of a bar store. I think,
but it's a bar.
Is it?
Yes, with a gift.
But
shop.
they have a lot of stuff in there, right?
Well, it's got a gift shop on it.
Okay,
but it's a bar.
So I don't know if this is from Senior Frogs or if it just had a ton of cartoon frogs.
Senior
on it.
Frogs, Mexican restaurant and fiesta.
I must sell a lot of stuff in there though, because I know there's a lot of.
It's just
junk.
like Cracker Barrel.
Yeah. Okay. so this shirt reminded me of Senior Frog. I don't know if it's actually from there, but it has all these frog cartoon characters on it. It's just this frog like being goofy, just like sitting funny and showing you his face, and just like why does this
being a frog?
Why does this exist? Is this a brand? I don't know what this is.
Just frogging around.
And he's just frogging around and. And I said, St. John, you got to wear this to school tomorrow. It's so funny. People would think, wow, what a humorous guy this guy is in this frog shirt.
These kids are up for it.
And it became this whole thing where my wife was like, that is the dumbest shirt I've ever seen. We need to not only not have him wear it, we need to throw it away so that nobody else can ever wear it.
I'm on Mrs. Wiggins' side of this. Not that you even asked.
And so we
100%.
started this kind of fake fight where I was debating the deep merits of wearing a ridiculous shirt and how it would draw attention and be hilarious and everybody'd have fun. And she's like, none of that's going to happen. And then it became, I think, a maybe real fight. And I'm not sure whether he wore the shirt today or not, but I really hope he did. Because I was putting my foot down that we were not throwing it away, at least.
What did your wife, what was the consequence in her mind of wearing this shirt that you thought was going to be hilarious?
Embarrassment, because it's that stupid. It's a stupid shirt with no point. It's not a well-known character or brand.
Did you have this argument in front of your kid?
Oh, all three of the kids were there debating it with us. It was a whole thing.
What did he think?
Now, my son, who wanted to wear the shirt, was on my side, and he was pointing to Dad like, "Yep, those are great points. I got to concur." But the other two kids were with Mom. So if this was democracy, they would have thrown the shirt away. That's why I had to put my foot down, Annie. This is not a democracy.
Why did you lower your voice when you said that?
I have some authority more when I speak like that.
Is that how you feel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's like a dog. It's like a Pluto. Yeah. Mrs. Wiggin pats you on the head and says, okay, go outside and play.
Okay, go eat your dog food.
Ethan Sports and Local next, so go away.
Looking at the promise of the promised land. One kid dreams of fame and fortune. One kid helps pay the rent. One could end up going to prison. One just might be president.
One of my favorite things about Air Comfort Service and the partnership that they have with Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. They have been longtime partners and supporters. Have you ever heard of the Honor Flight? It is such a cool thing. Corey and the team at Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation, they're proud to support the Greater St. Louis Honor Flight and their mission to celebrate veterans with a day of honor at their nation's memorial in Washington, D.C. A lot of veterans never experience or receive that honor, the gratitude, the support they deserved when they came home. And the Honor Flight is what fills in this moment and celebrates our veterans in the way that they should be. They get the recognition that they deserve when they come home from their day of honor. In honor of Veterans Day this month, join Air Comfort Service and Greater St. Louis Honor Flight in getting the word out to veterans and their family to fill every honor flight in 2026. All expenses are paid. There are no costs to veterans to go on their honor flight. If you are a veteran or you know a veteran, visit gslhonorflight.org and get signed up for an upcoming honor flight. Greater St. Louis Honor Flight has flown 113 missions, honoring more than 2,500 local veterans whom many say it was the best day of their life. So join Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation this Veterans Day and thank a veteran that you know and make sure that they get their day of honor with a Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. You can learn more by going online at gslhonorflight.org. Learn more at Air Comfort Service at aircomfortservice.com.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
Now that we're getting older, we've been putting more thought into maintaining our health.
We knew the water we drink every day could be filled with contaminants, so
We called Leaf Home Water Solutions.
they came to our home and did a free water test and gave us the analysis right away.
We were shocked at what we saw.
They found heavy metals like iron and copper.
Our own tap water was putting our health at risk, but Leaf Home Water Solutions made it easy to get safer water from every tap and hose. A whole home solution.
They have more than 250 product combinations and designed a system that fits our needs and budget. The installation took less than a day.
With Leaf Home Water Solutions, our water is safer and healthier. When we drink, when we cook, when we shower, even when we garden.
We feel better about our health.
Thanks to Leaf Home Water Solutions.
Schedule your free home water test today at leafhome.com/free and save 15% on all home water treatment systems. That's leafhome.com/free for your free home water test and 15% off. leafhome.com/free.
License number E2014A.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Dad, that's what Grandpa Rip always said.
That's right. 50 years ago, Grandpa started Grasser, and whenever a customer called, he'd smile and say, "Hey, it's good to see you."
Hey, it's good to see you.
It was his way of treating people like neighbors, not numbers. That's why we still say it today.
Green is always Grasser at GrasserHomeservices.com.
Hey, it's good to see you.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you are facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
Swapping out your tires? There's nothing like it. With eBay, you can find the feel you're looking for, from smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain. Get all the tires you need at prices you'll love. eBay. Things people love.
Rooted in faith, grounded in family. We're back with more truth. This is the Annie Fry Show.
Hold up. Check it out.
Sports and local.
Ethan's hard left communist news.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Here we
Time
go.
of the week.
Yeah.
It's the time of the month for Ethan.
Yikes. Gee whiz. How you guys doing? How we doing? Everyone good?
I don't
Good?
know, a little moody.
A little moody?
Yeah.
I expect that out of Ryan, not out of you, Annie.
It's my time of the
sugar.
month.
Well, it was another disappointing weekend for St. Louis sports. Have we gotten used to that here? Huh? Anyone?
The scary thing is when people start checking out, when people aren't disappointed anymore, when they become disinterested.
Oh, I would 100% rather have the anger and people being pissed off everywhere than people not caring.
Yeah. That's like if you're in a relationship with somebody and it's on the rocks back in the day and you're like fighting and you're mad at each other, people are still invested. As soon as people are like, I'm done, I'm moving on, that's when it's done. That's when it's over. It's hard to win that back.
Well, when it rains, it pours. I've said that, I think, probably 6 times in the past 2 weeks for the St. Louis Blues, and it is pouring right now. They lost again on Saturday night, and the fashion in which they lost was extremely painful. Played a really good game, looked really good against the Seattle Kraken, and with 2 seconds, you know what? I lied. Less than that. It was a half a second. A half a second left. Seattle tied it to go to overtime on a very controversial goal in which many people were upset, saying that the goal should have been called back because there was a guy standing in the goal crease which you are not allowed to do unless you were pushed in there. He was not. So the Blues, it goes to overtime, 3-3, and in overtime, the Kraken score, and St. Louis loses 4-3. Brad, you looked like you had some thoughts on this.
He wasn't just standing in the crease. He moved the goalie's stick out of the way. Now, the shot went over his shoulder, which is why Toronto said that it wasn't goaltender interference, but he made contact and was actively contacting the goalie while the shot was coming in, and they said, that's not it. And it was more contact than there was in the Vancouver game whenever they did hold up goaltender interference.
Annie, this is your show. I want your thoughts. Does this just make you absolutely irate?
So angry.
I can see it on your face.
Yes.
You look and sound so upset. So upset
It's
that
not fair to ask me about hockey because when the Blues are really good, I'm completely admittedly on the bandwagon. Like, yay, go
Sure.
Blues. I've just never really been super into hockey. Oh, you got to go to a game in person. Yes, I've done that. It's exciting. That's fine. It's just not the same as for me watching football, basketball, or baseball in person. It's just different.
My wife was at the game on Saturday night. But
Is it her fault?
Huh? Maybe. But she was in the game in a.
Was she distracting the goalie 2 seconds to go?
Maybe. She was in the game or at the game in a really cool way in that she was working it. She's an EMT, so she actually got to, be in the ambulance standing right on the glass, ready in case if a player were to have gotten injured to the point that stretcher needed to come out, she would have been on the ice. And actually, she took this picture. It's up on the YouTube, putting it up. This was her first Blues game that she's worked, so she was super excited.
Very cool.
And, so she's hoping to get to do a few more of these, but she actually got a puck. And she got a puck because during warm-ups... That's good. That's good. During warm-ups, it went over the net and it hit one of the players' kids in the head.
So she dove and stole it from him?
Yeah. Not entirely. She was trying to help the kid. And she asked, she's like, do you want the puck? And the kid's mom, player's wife, said, he's not going to, this kid's like 3 years old. She's like, he's not going to want it because it hit him in the head. He's mad at the puck, so he's not going to want it. I thought that was so freaking funny.
That makes
so
sense.
Anyway, we got a practice puck to add to our collection, but the Blues lost still, so that's unfortunate. Texas A&M had the best of our Mizzou Tigers on Saturday. The number 3 Aggies.
Ryan, are you okay?
I'm a big Texas A&M fan, so
Now?
What does it stand for?
Agricultural and mechanical.
We talked about this on Friday. It's the only reason he knows.
Okay.
I tested Ethan, and then Ethan's testing me back.
I got it half right.
And I almost didn't remember.
The Aggies defeated Mizzou in Columbia. 38-17 was the final score. Important context to remember about this game going in is that Mizzou was starting a true freshman quarterback that had quite literally never started a game at the collegiate level. This was his first career start.
How hard can it be, Ryan?
Yeah.
I know. I got 4 years eligibility. Give
Still?
it a shot.
That's
Still.
really shocking.
Still. Yeah.
Matt Zollers was the first true freshman quarterback to start a game for Missouri since Drew Lock. That was more than a decade ago. So it has been a little while. And, overall, I didn't think that Mizzou played terrible. They just were outmatched when it came to they had a quarterback on offense that clearly was just not used to the pace of the game. And there's only so much you could do in that situation. So Mizzou falls to now 6-3 on the year. Rest in peace to their college football playoff hopes because that ship has sailed now for the Tigers. Okay, this is a cool story that I thought that you guys on the Illinois side might be intrigued by, especially, Annie, you went to SIUE, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so
Go Cougs.
there was a cool story recently
I'm a
about
Cougar.
an SIUE chaplain getting to meet Pope Leo, and he actually was able to get a plaque that's going to be used at the SIUE Newman Center.
Mm-hmm.
He got it blessed by the Pope. So I guess this guy's name is Johnson. I'm trying to find his first name in here. It doesn't say his first name. So last name is Johnson. Rob Johnson, I'm sorry. He's the father of the Newman Center, I guess, at SIUE. And he was able to meet the Pope and asked him if he could get this plaque blessed, and the Pope was all about it. Huh. So now there's going to be a plaque hanging at SIUE that was blessed by the Pope. So I thought that was kind of a cool story, connection between.
Would you go out of your way to meet the Pope, Ryan?
I guess it depends on what you mean by out of the way. I would go out of my way to get a book blurb from the Pope for my next comedy book.
Oh, my gosh.
This book made me laugh. Pope Leo, Grocery List Part 2.
Go on, Ethan. I can't go anywhere from that. This is so sacrilegious to a portion of our audience of which I'm not a member, so I don't know
if
what
he
to say.
Endorsed the book?
Just never mind.
Oh.
I regret asking.
You have issues. The city of St. Louis will be setting aside $10 million annually in efforts to raise employee pay and make city employee salaries more competitive, according to the mayor's office. The decision follows a new compensation and classification study which revealed the city of St. Louis is lagging behind the market on pay range minimums. Additionally, the proposal through the proposal, 600 uniformed fire department employees will see adjustments to their pay, and the city is also budgeted for similar adjustments to police. So, I think that part of it at least is a good thing, because weren't we having an issue here in St. Louis, like getting police officers to,
risk
apply?
their lives so that nothing could be prosecuted?
Well,
yeah.
At one point last year, wasn't like Atlanta and a couple of other like city police departments like coming through trying to like interview people here and trying to pull people from St. Louis to go there? So, I mean, this makes sense to me. You're trying to raise up some of those prices, some of those payments.
It will be wild to see what happens with the New York Police Department under Mamdani. The fleeing of people who are working for the NYPD. It would be a difficult thing to do. Do you stay and try to protect the city because that's what you've sworn to do if you're a member of the NYPD? Do you feel like you're now a target, or in the sights of Mamdani, he does not have a vocal support, and he's about to probably not have an active support of the NYPD. That's a dangerous place. Like if we don't have the support in our job, and we do, of the people who manage us and who direct us, if we didn't have that, you just kind of put your head down and you go to work and you do your job and you just hope for the best. If you're a police officer and you don't have the support of the system that is there to uphold your right to serve and protect, your life is on the line. Your kid's father, your kid's mother's life is on the line. Your spouse, they're sending their loved one to work every day hoping they return in one piece. It's an incredibly precarious situation, and I don't know how people would stay and do it. I think that's, Jory Murdoch kind of put us down that line of thinking that we need to watch very quickly and closely in New York City how safe the city isn't in the wake of Mamdani's election. I don't know. I think that law enforcement should be paid very well. And if you're in a city like St. Louis, especially if you're trying to recreate an era of just really good safety and security. What big city have you been to that you feel like had it together?
Big city. Man. I don't know that there is. Maybe Orlando? I mean, if you consider that to be a big city.
Yeah, it's a big city.
I haven't really explored any. Like, L.A. was a nightmare. The nicest parts of town, 40 years ago were just drugs and dens.
Orlando is the number 15 media market. We're like 23 now, so.
Oh, okay. I guess they are a pretty big market. Gosh, even New York, I was, because of the amount of people around, I felt safe. Mm-hmm. But I can't say that it was, it was in Times Square, so.
I didn't feel safe when I went to New York.
Yeah.
My mom got spit on in the subway.
I didn't take the subway when I went.
If you want to, it is impossible to not take the subway if you live there because it's just so expensive to travel, by car or taxi.
Yeah, we walked when I went in 2019. We walked so much, but we didn't have a destination. We were just looking at things. So we just kept walking and walking and walking and walking. But the subway never really
There's different stations where it's populated enough to where they do have police presence down there. Mm-hmm. But like when we went there, we stayed in Washington Heights, and once you got like that far away from like kind of the heartbeat of it all, It was, I mean,
Goes downhill
it was
fast.
really nerve-wracking. I mean, my dad looked at a guy, he nodded, and then when we were walking away, he cursed out at my mom, spit on her, and I started to step toward him, puts his hand in his pants like he's going to pull a gun out on me, and that's when we were like, all right.
No more Subway?
No. Well, we still, I mean, that's the thing, though. We still took the subway everywhere, but I tell you what, if we ever go back, we're not staying in Washington Heights. That's for sure.
That's the lesson learned. All
Mhm.
right. Well, thank you. Let's take a quick break. YouTube live chat poll discussion when we come back. Is there a winner in the Shutdown Showdown? Did Democrats win, Republicans, Trump, or nobody won in the Shutdown? Any for our YouTube vote in the poll? We'll be right back. Stewart's American Mortgage. You can reach out to Stewie if you want to talk to him about a new mortgage for your home. If you want to talk to him about a refinance on your current mortgage. 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440. Stewie's the guy who can help you navigate whatever the situation is that you're trying to achieve, like paying down high-interest credit card debt, or you're just looking to buy a new home. Everybody's situation is unique. He's got options for you, but one of them is the bagel loan. And the bagel loan is that new mortgage or even a refinance of your current mortgage where there are no dollars in closing costs. You don't pay any fees. So you go through the process, you lock in that new mortgage, that new rate on your mortgage if you're refinancing and trying to get a lower rate from maybe their high highs of a year or two ago. Whatever you're looking to do, he's going to help you get there. And if you use the bagel loan, you'll pay nothing in closing costs to make that happen. Call him or text him at 314-324-4440. Google the bagel loan, NMLS number 226715.
What's up, world? It's Von Miller, Super Bowl MVP, chicken farmer, and now host of Free Range. This is a show where I go off the field and off the script. We're talking what's hot in music, film, trending news, and everything blowing up your feed. If you love football, you'll feel at home. But if you're here for the vibes, the internet deep dives, the conversation, this is your podcast. Join me every Wednesday. Follow and listen to Free Range with me, Von Miller, everywhere you get your podcast.
For 100 years, KMOX has been part of St. Louis. Now, Together Credit Union is helping celebrate that legacy. Starting in November, visit any Together Credit Union branch to pick up a KMOX 100th anniversary commemorative ornament for just $5 while supplies last. Each ornament supports Children's Miracle Network of Greater St. Louis. Together Credit Union, honoring 100 years of KMOX, the voice of St. Louis, and Children's Miracle Network of Greater St. Louis, improving the health of all children.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
This special alert is for all Americans who own a vehicle. If you have a warranty that's about to expire or no warranty coverage at all, this message is for you. It's time to stop worrying about future car repairs today. Your vehicle is essential, but unexpected breakdowns can derail your plans and your wallet. It's time to future-proof your ride with CarShield. CarShield offers a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that saves drivers thousands from out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Imagine if your engine quits or your transmission fails. You could pay a fraction of the repair cost. This protection plan is at an all-time low, and to give you even more peace of mind, drivers who activate today also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Don't wait for a breakdown to drain your savings. Future-proof your car with CarShield today and drive with confidence. Call CarShield for your free quick quote. Call 800-908-8646. That's 800-908-8646. What do you have to lose? Call 800-908-8646. That's 800-908-8646. Again, 800-908-8646.
This is the time to win Demetri Martin tickets. If you're interested in seeing this show, it is coming up November 20th, and we are giving away tickets to see comedian Demetri Martin right now. So if you can be 8th caller at this moment, you will win a pair of tickets. 314-241-9797. Once again, 314-241-9797. 9797. It is 2:41. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
From Troy, Missouri to Troy, Illinois. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
No, George, the best way to do it. And look, you were involved in a lot of these in the 90s, and you basically called the Republicans terrorists, and you said that it is not the responsible party that keeps the government closed. And so what we need is 5 brave, moderate Democratic senators to cross the aisle, because right now it is 52 to 3. 5 Democrats can cross the aisle and reopen the government. That's the best way to do it, George.
I can disagree with you about the history there, but we don't need a history lesson right now.
George, let's talk about
what's happening right now.
If you want, I've got all your quotes here. George.
I'm sure you do.
But
let's talk about the situation right now.
Read your book. So you got one purchase on Amazon this week, and that's very much what you said.
That peasant is gold. Man, he brings up the book that Stephanopoulos writes, and where Stephanopoulos is talking about his time in the 90s in his affiliation with the Clinton administration. And there's a part in that book where Stephanopoulos calls Republicans terrorists for threatening to or shutting down the government. And he reads it to him, and Stephanopoulos is like, I think you've got your history and your facts wrong. He's like, I have your book right here. I bought it on Amazon. And then Stephanopoulos won't let him talk anymore. That's how you know he's cooked.
And tries to dismiss the whole thing. Just, no. We don't have time for a history lesson. Let me ask you a question. You're here to answer questions.
Yeah, I'm answering questions. I think it's great. The YouTube live chat poll for today, is there a winner in the Shutdown Showdown? Democrats, Republicans, Trump, or no one? Your thoughts, Ryan?
Politically, it's Republicans. Beyond the politics, though, I don't really think there is a winner here, and I think this whole shutdown has been stupid. It has been the biggest waste of time. Nothing's been accomplished for anybody. It's just the same thing as it's always been. But in that vein, Democrats have played this so stupidly that they had no real good message. I'm seeing senators who I used to not agree with, but at least have some level of respect for, like Senator Mark Kelly in Arizona. He'd been at least painted as a moderate. These guys are so bought into the messaging that Democrats have had to do throughout this thing that some of what they're saying is just patently false. It's not respectable political spin even. It's just lies. And it's really caused me to think, man, these guys are lost. They don't know what to do. Schumer's lost his caucus. They've fractured, and they're going home losers right now.
Senator Dick Durbin, my senator, your senator, many of our senator from the state of Illinois, said on the Senate floor, quote, I cannot accept a strategy which wages political battle at the expense of my neighbor's paycheck or the food for his children. He says he can't accept a strategy that wages political battle. That was true on day one of the shutdown, and it's true today. And Dick Durbin is out there saying these things that I got to think for the Democrats out there who were looking to cash in, either in fundraising, because that's happening for the Democratic Party, or on political capital in elections, which maybe they were successfully able to do to nudge some of those victories in Democrat states that had those elections last Tuesday. Maybe it did help them a little bit. Maybe it went from being close to not being close. Maybe there was a 1-2% shift in where those results ended up being because the Democrats tapped into the emotion and engaged people to show up and vote. They squeezed that out of this shutdown, so maybe there was something to gain for it. But Dick Durbin is now saying, who is retiring, he doesn't have a campaign that he has to worry about here in the future, that he won't accept a strategy which wages political battle at the expense of my neighbor's paycheck or the food for his children. That is devastating for the Democrat Party to have somebody of Dick Durbin's. He's the number 2 Democrat in the Senate. He has a significant amount of leadership and authority over the way Democrats move in the Senate. That's number 2 to whom? Chuck Schumer, who was the guy saying, no, this ain't for us. Fracture. Big fracture.
Big fracture. I pulled up a tweet from Mark Kelly. It's the one that made me so mad. He says, I'm voting no. This is, of course, after the Democrats were breaking ranks. It says, in the richest country in the world, families shouldn't have to choose between putting food on the table and their health care. You talk about a base-level idiot argument, but that's exactly what Donald Trump has done to Americans with this shutdown. I've spent the last month hearing from Arizonans worried they can't afford health care and families who are going broke and hungry because the government was shut down. That's who I'm fighting for. But Donald Trump rejected a straightforward compromise that would have best served Americans. This guy's voting against a clean CR.
Yeah.
This guy is the one doing that vote and acknowledging none of it. That just pisses me off.
Ooh, the P word from Ryan. You don't always get that. All right. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get the results of the poll. Hurry up and vote. If you'd like to weigh in on the text line as well, 314-241-9797. Ryan, we'll watch the texts as they come in. 314-241-9797. Go vote in the YouTube poll. We'll give you the results next. Don't go away.
Hand me down the walking cane. Hand me down my hat. Hurry now and don't be late, 'cause we ain't got time to chat. You and me, we're going out to catch the latest sounds. Guaranteed to blow your mind so high you won't come down. In your prepare yourself for the rubber band. Man, you'll never heard of
TheDiamondShop.net. You can go visit them online. But, of course, go visit them at Clayton. Man, this is the time to go into the Diamond Shop. Ladies know about the little red bag. Do you know about the little red bag? The little red bag that comes with something beautiful inside of it. Could be customized from you, custom designed. Get Tom to work for you. Man, he is so good. Sue, our favorite Sue from the morning show and the afternoon show, who does traffic and Sue's News and all that. She was raving about the custom work that Tom did for her ring. And I saw it, and it is stunning. Of course it is. Everybody's going to the Diamond Shop. And if you've been thinking about a jeweler for a particular need because you are looking for something to purchase, maybe you need some customization, maybe you want to get something appraised, sell some gold, have something fixed, the Diamond Shop does it all. And as Christmas is upon us, go visit and see the beautiful things that they have literally in store for you. And tell them Annie sent you. They're located in Clayton, and you can learn everything you need to know, including how to become a VIP online at TheDiamondShop.net.
Let's show our appreciation for local heroes. Mark Cox here. Nominate a first responder and their department could get lunch from Grill Master Tony's. I'll personally deliver it. Share their story at 971talk.com. Nominate them today.
Baseball is all about stepping up to the plate when it matters most. And when you've been injured, you need a heavy hitter in your corner. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
License number E2014A.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Lights flickering?
Grasser can fix it.
Breaker keeps tripping?
That's a Grasser job.
Outlet not working?
Grasser makes it right.
Old wiring need a rewire?
Grasser rewires with care.
From little fixes to major fixes.
Even the tricky ones.
We treat your home like our own.
Treat? Did you say treat? Woof.
Green is always Grasser at GrasserHomeservices.com.
This Veterans Day, On the Run convenience stores proudly honor those who've served our country. This Tuesday, November 11th, veterans can visit participating On the Run locations in Missouri and Illinois for a free fountain drink or coffee, plus a free best car wash or bag of ice. Limit one per veteran. On the Run is proud to thank our heroes for their courage and sacrifice, and we're proud to stand alongside them and thank them for defending our freedom, and to remind them their service is never forgotten.
He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago politician Dick Durbin.
Now, Durbin has a new scheme. He's doing the dirty work to benefit corporate megastores. Durbin's bill could cut corners on your credit card security, putting your personal data at risk. Big chain retailers and warehouse stores want to inflate their profits, and liberal Dick Durbin would help them do it. Tell senators, say no to the megastores and Dick Durbin. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
We all have someone we love, like the favorite lyric in our favorite song. You can't imagine life without them. So tell them today, I love you. Get screened. It could help save their life. Visit cancer.org/getscreened to learn more.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Let's go to the text line here real quick. Ryan, let us know if you have any comments there that you want to highlight from our listeners at 314-241-9797 on the YouTube live chat poll. Is there a winner in the shutdown showdown? Democrats, Republicans, Trump, or no one? And a reminder, you can stream us live on YouTube every day. You can come watch the show live, interact in the comments, but you can also stream the station on our Odyssey app. AUDACY, crystal clear connection all the time. Find 97.1 FM Talk right there and join us. We're going to be at the Veterans Day Parade tomorrow in Edwardsville. Can you tell us a little bit about the timing of that, what people can do?
Yeah, downtown Edwardsville, 3 o'clock. So come for any part. It goes all through downtown. So just find where the route is going, and we'll be there. Throwing out candy and having fun as usual and just celebrating. It's one of our favorite holidays. It's one of the reasons that we always choose to celebrate it out in the community with you guys. So come join us in Edwardsville.
Yeah, I would love to see you, and maybe have some stickers or something to hand out to folks too as well. Annie Fry Show stickers you can put on your car. Text line real quick. You got a couple texts to read?
Text line. Well, I have one that I really wanted to highlight. It says, Ryan, have you heard of the 8-16 diet? You eat 16 oatmeal cream pies in 8 hours. That was an important one. Here's a couple about the actual topic that we have today, the YouTube live chat poll.
I should have been more specific.
Is there a winner in the shutdown showdown? This is from Ender. He says, Dems won that one. Republicans caved despite not needing to do so. I saw the news story and Ground News hit my phone and I laughed. Vicky says, no one won this. This didn't have to happen at all, but politicians, the American people, don't mean anything to 99.9% of them. So those are a couple that went against the grain, although I don't know the results of this poll.
I don't know what Ender thinks Republicans caved on.
I don't either. I don't really know what this is.
There was never a we're not talking about a specific policy. It was, we need people who are working for the government to get paid. We need the government to stay open and function while we have the hard negotiations, the difficult decisions. While we come to those difficult decisions, the government should be open. So just keep funding it the way it's been funding. That's all it's ever been. And that's what it's going to be right now to January 30th if the final vote in the Senate passes, and then I'll go to the House, which Ryan Schmelz told us in the 12 o'clock hour today that maybe that would be done by Wednesday. And I assume President Trump would pretty quickly get his ink. Send the auto pen over there.
Can you imagine Trump just starting at the end of his term, just using the auto pen like crazy?
I want him to send out Christmas cards this year with Joe Biden's signature on them.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh, that's funny. That's not beyond him.
And then it'll say, Happy Easter. The Easter Bunny.
Or have two pictures next to each other, one of the Easter Bunny corralling Joe Biden, the next one of Trump taking off the Easter Bunny head. That he was the Easter Bunny the whole time.
You know some people who could make that happen. Okay. Ethan, is there a winner in the shutdown showdown?
I have to admit, I accidentally voted for the Democrats on the poll.
You accidentally?
I'm sorry.
Accidentally.
It was an accident. I didn't mean
Voter fraud.
Sorry. The results are skewed.
It was a hanging Chad. It was a hanging Ethan.
Who did you intend to vote for?
Yeah, well,
I intended to vote for Republicans.
I like how you just said, "Well, I accidentally voted for Democrats," and that was the end of the discussion.
Kind of implied
that was it.
the opposite, though.
Not necessarily. It could be nobody wins.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
No one. I'm going to just say here: is there a winner in the Shutdown showing? No one. That is the classic, standard, cynical American vote.
Mm-hmm.
But if you care about the politics of it, Brad, who do you got?
I've got the Republicans. I think that Democrats did more damage to themselves trying to damage the Republicans than they actually did damage to Republicans.
I agree. I'm with Brad on that. Republicans is my vote. Let's get to the faulty results because Ethan doesn't know how to click a button on a YouTube
You
poll.
mean you're with Brad and Ethan because Ethan meant to vote for Republicans as well.
You can't be with us in spirit.
244 votes on today's YouTube live chat poll. Is there a winner in the Shutdown Showdown? 50% say no one, 47% say Republicans, and 4%
Ethan said
say Democrats.
4%. Dang it. 4% and Ethan say Democrats.
I'm leaving.
What was it? What was the Ethan Sports and Local today? Hard Left News?
Something like that.
From Communist Ethan or whatever.
He's proven his point. Mark Reardon, next.
Don't get lulled into believing the IRS is getting soft. It's just the opposite. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. We are being told by IRS collection officers that their higher-ups are demanding that they get more aggressive than ever. So don't ignore them any longer. Level up. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call the Lance Story Law Firm today and let us get between you and the IRS. We'll protect your rights, including your right to appeal or even your right to take the IRS to tax court. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney team who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Story Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis, or visit Lance, DRURY, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Story Law Firm, 314-260-6120.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
HomeShieldFoundationRepairs.com. Reach out to Matt Hayes because you've got a crack in your basement. I've said this before, and Matt Hayes will come look at your crack in your basement foundation.
That is bizarre.
to make sure that everything isn't leaking. And that there's no extra moisture.
This is a hard out.
That's all right. It's all right. I got to go. Home Shield Foundation Repair can be reached at 314-227. Everyone's going to remember this one. This should cost extra. 314-227-9636. That's 314. I should have my headphones on for this. 227-9636. Or you can learn more at HomeShieldFoundationRepairs.com. Ethan, get it together. I'm doing my job
This
here.
is all Ethan's fault.
This is Ethan's fault, yes. Basement waterproofing, cracks in your foundation, anything like that, you reach out to the experts. Home Shield Foundation Repair has decades of experience of fixing things exactly like that, and you can trust Matt Hayes. I certainly do. They're a locally family-owned company, 314-227-9636, HomeShieldFoundationRepairs.com.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisory Group. Are you worried about market volatility? Are you concerned your money won't last you through retirement?
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw, and as a family-owned business, we are committed to protecting your retirement, whether you're nearing retirement or already retired. We have a lot of folks that aren't aware of all the new investment choices that are available, which give you growth and protection from losses at the same time. Are you aware of all the fees that you are currently paying? We can show you how to avoid those fees. So come in now for your free retirement review and get a second opinion on your retirement plan. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. Let us show you how to retire with confidence.
We are proud to say we haven't lost